and you'll see this in a lot of movies. Anytime you're watching a movie and you see a wet road or wet pavement that a character's on and it's at night, they intentionally made that, the cinematographer made that road wet. They brought hoses out and they wet it because it creates reflections and depth and contrast, and it looks nicer. It just looks pretty. It's a very, very common technique, and it's simple. Make everything look wet, put fog and shit everywhere, and shoot at night.
Yeah,
it looks great. And just work with what you got.
You're listening to the Art and More podcast with your hosts, Nathan and BR. Nathan is a Canadian illustrator with a couple years of military experience, and BR is a British anarchist that moved to the States. Both are passionate shooters and community builders. Together, they run the Seaburn art page. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Art and War podcast. We're here again with our friend Stephen Hancock of Alta Vision. I'm joined today with my co-host Phil.
Hello.
It's weird being on the other side of that. Normally BR is the one to be like, oh, I'm joined with Nathan. And I go, hello. And, we have that whole thing down. I really suck at cold openings. But yeah, Stephen, you've been busy lately. SCP Meridian just dropped, which I've been looking forward to for probably the better part of 5 or 6 years.
Because it's been
a minute.
5 years.
Yeah,
it's been interesting. Its development process was kind of interesting too, and then even the name got changed because it's like Black Meridian sounds cool.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's also in line with the theme. Like, well, when you watch it, okay, yeah, whatever. That's actually kind of a good thing is that people search Blood Meridian and it comes up, cool, whatever.
Yeah,
but it is in line with the theme. When you watch it, you'll go, oh, okay, I get it. So it's not just like a, wow, that sounds cool. Let's make it the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I originally wanted to start the channel to like do my own stuff. Like the last time we spoke, I told you about that project where it's like, yeah, I kind of want to do like a No Country for Old Men kind of thing about like this drug den and whatever. Well, that's what this movie is. Like that, it evolved into this.
Yeah.
Because I kind of realized like, okay, it's getting too complicated and too convoluted, but also it's not going to really be memorable because it's just, okay, guy's brother dies and then he and his boys go to a drug house, shoot people, take money and leave. And that's it. It's like, okay, well, that sounds cool for like a fucking Gen X or millennial type. Like, dude, would this be cool? Yeah, or something where it's like, yeah, okay, cool. And then you forget about it. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of add like, what if he goes to it and there's like spooky shit that happens instead.
Yeah.
And then it just kept growing from there. And then here we are. Even like through the post process, like there were decisions that I was making that kind of altered like its trajectory. Right. So like the end credit scene, that was a post hoc decision where I was like, it would be cool to have, something in the credits so people will actually watch the credits,
It really added a lot to the film too. Like that was great addition.
Yeah, it was like it was literally shot in an hour at this gun range that Eric Barrel and Hatchet is a part of. They open up a new place called Bone Valley Industries down here.
Yeah.
And they had this metal barn with these 2 giant doors, and they said, is there like space for me to just put out like a shitty folding table and just set like, a couple dudes in front of like this door just so I can record like an interview? And they're like, yeah, because there were a bunch of dudes up there already shooting. And I was like, who wants to be in a movie? Had some hands go up and I was like, cool. One of the guys I already knew. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, cause they were shooting something for Eric's channel already. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, just take your plate carries off and come with me with your camis and let's go.
Yeah.
And then we just shot.
Production value.
It was all improv too, because the original guys that were in the house at the end, not really a spoiler, sorry, Nathan, but they weren't available. So I was like, oh, well, shit. Like I have to, excuse me. I have to just kind of brief these guys with the context. So they were just going off of secondhand information of what they quote saw, right? and I've read some comments saying like, man, it's so realistic and this writing's really good. I'm like, 100% of that is improv. It's like 100%. It's just I gave them information and they just talked and that's it. And I kind of like moved things around to kind of make it seem eerie, like some
Yeah.
of their like long pauses on certain questions, you know. And it just kind of, because originally I released like an Instagram reel and a YouTube short where it was an informational video of what to do with an anomaly. Originally that was in the end credits,
Yeah.
but I was like, it doesn't really fit, because this is something that would fit better after an episode where it's more foundation related rather than from the perspective of a civilian.
Yeah.
Right.
So and some of the things that they say, I've seen a few reaction videos on YouTube already to it where they reacted exactly how I hoped they would, where they go, oh, like that kind of a thing. So I definitely think it helped. So you don't always have to get everything, perfect in the script, because you're going to add and change a bunch of shit, even in post. Like the whole, like, you need to be deliberate. It's like, shut up, nerd. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my shit however I want. If it makes it better, it's going to make it better. Like, who cares?
I was going to
also,
say,
if
like,
you-
I remember us talking about the whole like white light transition thing. It's like, what do teams do? And that's SOPs for a bunch of teams. Like, it's a lot. When I did that course with a bunch of like Homeland SRT guys, that's what they did. You want to see something, you get false PIDs under night vision like a fucking lot. White light, like transitioning to white light, is really common. And they're dudes being like, why would you do that? That's stupid. You're stupid. I hate you.
Yeah, I was like, thousand ways to skin a cat, dude. But also, now, when he's in the house, and I'll just settle this right now, when he's in the house and he's walking around just holding the flashlight on the entire time, I can understand the nitpick there. I was like, why is he just blasting it? Okay.
Yeah, but that's
Here's the
also like
reason.
a film thing, and people have to.
Yes, it like if it was 100% real, the entire film would be black and you wouldn't see anything. So there are certain things that you have to suspend your. And another thing too is because YouTube completely nukes anything that's in between the blacks and midtones. Because once you get into that weird gradient, you get a bunch of weird shit,
like the artifacting.
Correct. So what I did was I figured out a way where I pull all of like the things that are supposed to be black right on 0 on my histograms. So when because I did so many tests, dude, before I dropped this, like all the day before the film was supposed to come out, and I watched it on my TV, on my iPhone. So the blacks, when you watch it, they are black, and the highlights and everything, like there's a lot of shape and it looks great. I was like, damn, this actually doesn't look terrible. There's not a lot of compression artifacts. But anyways, to weave this in, so his white light when he's in the house and everything is to make him be separated from the background, so he's a silhouette. Like, it's literally a lighting choice for the film, so you're gonna have to just suspend your disbelief in that regard. And I mean, there's even a shot when he's in like the bathroom when he goes, like, he whispers like, what the fuck or whatever. There was a broken mirror on the ground in the bathroom, and I picked it up and I leaned it up against the bathtub, and I told Cole, I said, here, shine your flashlight into that so it'll reflect onto your face so I can see you. And you can also you also got catch lights in his eyes as well.
Yeah.
But that entire interior of that building was lit with a 1200 watt HDX halogen light from Home Depot, which is like $50.
Nice.
His flashlight, and that's it. All the exterior lights on the outside of the building, I used a one of those like hang work lights or whatever that's got like the silver shield with a 200 watt bulb from Home Depot. Again, just hung it outside, and then I used actual like film lights on the outskirts to kind of light the area around it. So I only used 3 film lights and 2 work lights from Home Depot to light the entire movie.
That's actually fucking awesome. I love guerrilla filmmaking. I think we talked about this before, but have you read the DV Rebels Guide by Robert Rodriguez?
No.
It's all of this. I don't know how. I'm talking to 2 filmmakers, and I'm just someone who is really autistic about like consuming them. Some people will know I actually worked a film job for, like, I was a unionized IATSE like prop fella for a while, but like my professional experience with films isn't as much as you guys. But I'm really fascinated with how to make movies on a budget, and that's one of the things that they're talking about, as well as like making dollies with like skateboards on 2x4s, things like that. It's a great read. Anyone who's listening to this and wants to get into like home or kind of guerrilla filmmaking, I really recommend it. That being said, it's like 20 years old now, so working with totally
There's
different
also
tech.
social media pages called Shitty Rigs, where you
Yes.
can see people
Oh, yeah.
rigging absolutely atrocious filming and lighting rigs and using it to make great shots. So
Yeah. I love that.
that's another resource.
Yeah.
It also makes you feel better that these productions that seem to have more money than you are doing really shitty stuff to
Yeah.
like hang lights and grip things.
Dude, some of my favorite movies are made on a shoestring budget by like just dudes. Like dude, like the original Evil Dead is a great example of that.
Yeah, like that whole thing was like I made sure to kind of document everything where I had a a shot list that also corresponded with the storyboard. And when I went through everything and the locations that we had available, I was like, okay, we can shoot this in 4 days. But well, actually no, I had it scheduled to be shot in 3 days with a 4th day as a backup. And we ended up using all 4 days. We thought we were going to be able to shoot it in 2 days, but because we were shooting a Saturday through Monday, the Saturday we were supposed to shoot all of the infrared stuff, but it was overcast, so we couldn't. So we had to push it to Sunday, and we're like, well, shit, you know. And the guy that was originally supposed to be in the black pool wasn't available, so we had to rearrange and completely change that scene where instead of, oh, he sees the dealer he's here to whack in the pool, and then there's a whole conversation between him and the guy that's there, that's not in the movie anymore. We're like, the day before we were going to shoot that, we're like, what if it's him, you know? What if we do this? What if you remove this? Or, and we like, that's the thing. It's like, it's just an on the fly thing. And, you know, there were a lot of conveniences on the set where things just kind of worked out because there are a lot of like biblical themes in the film as well. And I was just like, man, everything went like very smooth, you know.
Yeah.
Like praying the whole time, you know. It was pretty rad. Like this whole thing worked out because of the grace of God, dude. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, it was, you know, I learned a lot of stuff and was really pushing the red that I was using and testing out all these cool lenses that I haven't been able to actually use on something before. So
Yeah.
I did want to ask you about that like alternate reality scene. Were you guys actually shooting like an IR camera?
no, it's my red. So I used so Kipper Tie makes full spectrum IR filters. So they have like low spectrum and then full spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So since you can remove the OLPFs, the optical low pass filters in the first gen and second gen red bodies, I just did that. They don't make like their Vista. I don't think they make the VistaVision ones anymore. It's all Super 35, which I shot this on a Red Gemini anyway, so it's fine.
Cool.
And yeah, you just do that. Your image is going to look pink. Like it looks super flat and really shitty. So I used the Red has a bunch of creative LUTs. So they have 7 different black and white LUTs. And I used the first one because it has the highest amount of contrast and it worked really well with the IR, viewing stuff. And I basically kind of wanted to go for that Dune 2, like Harkonnen planet kind of look because it was so alien. The only difference is that in Dune, the sky is white and like really bright and everything. Right. But in this, the way that I had shot it, we wanted to shoot it when the sun is really high because then the sky is going to be black. And then when the sun started to kind of get further away because it was starting to set, I couldn't shoot that way because the sky was really white, which you can kind of see when he's running away. If you like pause the video, you can see, oh, there it is. So we would always shoot the opposite direction and we would kind of cheat his positioning, you know, where it's like, okay, we're going to have it to where he's lit from the side, which is just classic film technique stuff. You always want the big light, the sun, behind your subject or to the side of the subject.
Mm-hmm.
There are some use cases where direct facing is fine. But we also had to take into consideration that shooting in infrared exposes all of the lens discrepancies because lenses are coded for visible light, not infrared light. So I had clinically perfect lenses, the Zeiss Otis lenses, and shooting in IR, you see a multitude of lens flares and artifacting. It looks terrible. Um, so we had to I had to put my hand like to the side of the lens sometimes to like stop the lens flare cast, or even there was even light leaks. So I had to cut my hands around just the focusing mechanism and the zoom part of the Nikon lens I was using because there was light leaks coming through. That's how sensitive it is. It's really
Yeah.
crazy. But I was using a circular polarizer and a neutral density filter, like combo. So then I could really take out all of the reflections in the water. So then the water looked totally black.
Yeah.
And then the neutral density filter obviously really helps to pull that because I was maxed out because infrared is so bright. It exposes your sensor to so much light. That's why I understand now why they make neutral density filters that are so dark for it is for that exact reason.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, it was super cool. Like I really kind of excited to experiment with it more in the next installment. I have some ideas of how I want to uh, do my presentation with it, but I also have to be mindful of like flashlights and stuff like that because like the shot of the black hole when the camera's tilting up, that was shot normally with like a standard optical low pass filter. I just really cranked up my ND filter, so then I exposed for the sun, so the sky will look black, the clouds will still be edge lit,
Mm-hmm.
and it also allowed me to have, because I shot that on my 28 millimeter Otis lens. So it had that nice, blue and purple lens flare coming from it. So I'm like, oh, it would be cool if the black hole and the moon had their color still, but the world no longer has color. It's totally void. It's visually dead. Um, and I thought that was like a cool way to kind of display that.
Hey guys, we're taking a quick break to talk about staying sharp and protected in any temperature extreme with our newest supporter of the show, Qore Performance, the experts in thermoregulation gear. Qore Performance provide cooling, heating, and hydration solutions that seamlessly integrate with your kit, whether you're rocking a plate carrier, chest rig, heavy pack, or just hitting the trail for a hike or run. The ice plate and ice flask are game changers. Wearable water bottles you fill with drinkable water, freeze overnight for cooling, or fill with warm water for heating. These are worn against your back or on your flanks and keep you cool during intense range sessions, competition shooting, or field work, protecting against heat exhaustion. Or, alternatively, keeping you warm when static in the freezing cold, guarding against hypothermia. As it melts, you stay refreshed with ice-cold drinking water, or provides you with warm water in the extreme cold. Even without the thermal benefits, Ice Plate and Ice Flask are rugged hydration solutions built for those, like myself, who have popped soft bladders. They take the water you're already carrying and give it dual purpose to help you overcome extreme temperatures and stay effective when others are focused on survival. I've been using Qore Performance since 2022 to conquer Arizona's heat and train year-round in the Southwest. I've been a fanboy for a long time. Nathan and Phil also rock this stuff. I think Qore's equipment is seriously differential from most offerings in the gear world, and now they're supporting the show. Aside from Ice Plate and Ice Flask, they also make an excellent ultralight hydrophobic plate carrier, which I run, the Ice Plate Exo Gen 3, and have ventilated padding called Ice Vents, which don't trap heat and sweat like legacy foam padding. Check out QorePerformance.com and use code ArtandWar10 for 10% off. Every purchase with our code supports the show. Links are in the description and are link free. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's very stylistic. And I have the video pulled up so that when you reference shots like that, I can look at it and yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, because before that black hole scene, it was black and white.
Yep.
And I was like, what if it's not though? Like that would be cool. Yeah. And then it
color.
yeah, and it also justified it when the the figure that's appears next to him like has that color. It also goes, oh, so it's not just the scene's not just black and white. It's
Right.
just only certain things are. Yeah. And I figured people would enjoy that. And it also kind of has accent colors. I really like accent colors. And I kind of figured, like the orange and all the warm stuff would be a really good contrast.
Yeah, and it's small, so it's not like it's taking up the whole like the whole shot. It's not taken away from the dark
Mm-hmm.
scene. It's a good accent. You said you got
Sorry.
to play around with some lenses you hadn't used much before.
Yeah, so I remember the last time you were on here, I was talking about those SLR Magic
Yeah.
anamorphic lenses that I heavily modified. So the first like 75% of the movie is all shot with those. And then when he appears in the other world, I don't think anybody noticed that there's actually an aspect ratio change. It goes from widescreen to 16:9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you don't notice it because
Nope.
of the way it was cut. Yeah. So you didn't even notice. Um, and that scene was shot with my Nikon 28-70. I literally got it for $100 on eBay because the autofocus didn't work. But also, what I was talking to a guy on Instagram about this because he was asking about like cameras and lenses. It's okay to shoot on old stuff if those old things at one point in time were seen as professional.
Yeah.
Because not all cheap lenses are good. That is like objectively true. So a Nikon 28-70 and 80-200 lens 20 years ago was seen as a professional level piece of kit. Today it's not. I mean, it still looks good. It's still sharp, but like the lens flares aren't super great. And the whenever you stop the lens down, the star points that you get, they're kind of all over the place. So at the end of the film, when the MTF shows up, you can see that on their flashlights that all the star points coming off are just there's just so many of them. It's a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like things like that where not a lot of people like it, but it still looks fine. It's totally usable.
Yeah. Still clean.
And when he comes out, when he like reappears and it's daytime, those are shot on my Zeiss Otis lenses because they're clinically perfect. And the reason why I kind of went that route was because the pretty much the entire film leading up to when he gets transported, those anamorphic lenses are very dirty, right? They have a lot of character to them. It's very muddy, very soft,
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to use them also as a representation of just of JT, just him as a person, where I think like things are kind of together, but not really. Like things kind of look good, but there's because he's got his like his anger thing, like there are chips in the armor. Like it's not perfect, right? And it's also kind of a way of how he views like how he views things as well. Like it's very the lens is not clear. It's only until he goes through and he experiences what he experiences and he comes out that also applies to why the aspect ratio changes, is that now you have a bigger view of the picture. Like the picture is clear now, like he's awake. Even when he's first introduced at the beginning of the film, it's dark. Like he's in darkness, and then at the end of the film, he's in the light. He comes out of the light. He gets it. He's like, oh, okay. And it fundamentally kind of changes how he will approach things in later installments. Because experiencing something like that, like that you can't go back. Like you've seen what's behind the veil. And when we were in the the black and white world, and when the MTF shows up, like I shot on the Nikon zoom because it's kind of like a good medium. It's like it's dirty, but it's still clean. It's the gray area. And it was kind of fun, like mixing and matching stuff like that, where I was able to be pretty intentional with how I wanted things to look visually. And also with like color and what's it called, like even down to like what they were wearing, right? So all like down to like a color of a shirt, like all that stuff means something. So
Yeah, color theory is important. Sorry, I haven't understood like 80% of this conversation. Like I know color theory to some degree. I feel like a lot of the more technical aspects are going to be lost on a lot of people, but I do find it very cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, well, I mean,
nothing in good movies is by accident.
well, I mean, like,
That's not entirely true.
have you seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Many years ago, yes.
Okay, have you seen Jaws?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of Spielberg's old works and stuff used Panavision C series anamorphic lenses. So Panavision's the brand, C series is the model type, and then anamorphic is just the type of lens. It's the one that makes the lens flares and shit, right?
Yeah.
The lenses that I used that I modified had a very, very similar look to those lenses. They're very dirty, like the bokeh is very messy. Like when you see the guy in the doorway, how his eyes are basically diamonds. Like modern anamorphics, they're like perfect ovals.
Yeah.
But I had to match the bokeh, the out of focus parts of the lens to that. I didn't like it because I was like, it looks so goofy, but it's like, yeah, but it's correct. it's a correct way to do a visual effect. So it's basically just, you know, like it's a vintage look, Nathan, is all. It's like I used dirty but cool looking like vintage lenses that look very smudgy and smeared, you know, whenever they're in the out of focus areas.
Yeah.
And then using different lenses to convey different feelings and stuff based on the context.
Yeah.
So
No, that actually makes sense. I don't understand a lot of how stuff goes together, or really how lenses and cameras and all that. Where like I've held a camera for a job before, but I'll never pretend I know actually how to use it.
Well, think of it like brushes that you use for your art, right?
Yeah.
Like you use specific brushes for certain things for
Yes.
a particular style. Same thing. Lenses are literally just paint brushes, and your cameras are your paint.
Yeah.
So depending on the camera that you're going to choose is going to completely determine like the look, whether people like that or not. Like a Sony FX3 cannot replicate the texture that Reds have or what Aries have. You can get similar color profiles, but when it comes to pushing the cameras to certain extremes, only those tools can do what they can do. Everything has its place, right?
Yeah.
Like I was able to push an A7 III to look the way that it looked in Overlord because I shot it a particular way because I knew my post workflow where it's like, okay, I can make this look like this.
Yeah.
Would I use it all the time? No, because Reds I really like Reds because the way that they render skin, because you know they can really I don't know what it is, man, because your skin is made up of a lot of water. They just pick up shit and it looks good.
Yeah.
They just pick up certain tones in your cheeks, and the way that, you know, if you're sweating, as like Cole was a lot in the film because we shot it in Florida, the like glaze or the glistening of his skin like just shows up differently. Like anytime I've seen stuff shot on an Airy, like it just doesn't look the same. Like Aries very artsy looking, very filmic, and Reds are very, I want to say, punchy. But you don't have to make it look punchy. It's pretty versatile. You can make it look however you want, really. But they just have that right out of the camera, like the 8K one that you got, Phil.
Mhm.
Like the helium sensor is like, when you look at it, you're like, yep. Like I know exactly which one it is because they all have a very, very specific look.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the same as like, you know, picking paint and paintbrushes. Same thing, just different medium.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Like that's an analogy I actually kind of understand. So you're looking to like expand the SCP universe that you're working on. Can you talk about any of the concepts or things like that you're going to hit in the future?
Yeah, like so without like giving away like too much. So the next bit, what I would like to kind of focus on is like field agents with MTFs. Because the kind of the main theme is them like looking for this parallel side. I'll just leave it there. Like they're trying to figure out, they're trying to find ways in because they want to understand it, right? But for people who are really into it, there's a lot of stuff in the film that like I purposefully put in there to make people ask questions so they will go research it. So the guy at the end of the film, like the one of the Psi 7 guys when he says, "We recommend that Mu0 take our place with Lambda 5." That's a clue. That, like, when you read into that, that will, when you look up like who those guys are and such, that will give you an idea of the direction that I'm planning on going.
Yeah.
As far as like visually and stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to do a Kickstarter again. If I do, it's going to be very small.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Is that how you funded the the feature length movie?
Yes. So yeah, because we raised like 319,000 or something, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like having like dealing with a budget that big and all those people. It was like 3,600 people. Like that's a lot of people to keep track of, especially for rewards and stuff, because not everyone gets back to you. And then a year later, someone's like, "Oh, hey, I never got this." It's like, "Yeah, you never responded to the email." so it's like, I'm not doing that again. Like Black Meridian, I made for less than $4,000.
Yeah, that's wild. That budget stretched really far from what I saw.
Yeah,
did you get the prop I sent you, by the way? Like,
I did actually.
Because it just got lost in New Jersey. Like, I sent it 2-day. Hey-o!
Yeah, it turned out really good. I didn't realize it was like back hollow like that. I was looking at it and I kind of figured out that I could. For the listeners, we have webcams on, so I'm just kind of showing them stuff. So here's like an airsoft PPS-31 like bridge or whatever, and I took the bottom off. So I was gonna look at like whittling down this bit, and then this could sit like this.
Oh, dude, I think
and look cool.
Do you mind if I give you a little my thoughts just on how it mounted to my helmet when I did that? I would forgo the entire PVS-31 bridge, and I would just use the Wilcox mount. I can literally give you one. I have one aluminum one sitting right here.
I can take it off.
That will bolt. Okay, good. I thought you meant putting the entire bridge there. But
I can do either
a
or.
real Wilcox dovetail right here that you can just have.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you insist. Yeah, like I mean, I still have to.
Now we're not on a big timeline.
Yeah, I still have to sand this shit down regardless. But
Dude, if you told me that initially, I could have just cut it out in the model.
I didn't think about it. I didn't know how this was going to turn out. Yeah. I have a Dremel and stuff. I can just buzz it all down.
Yeah, I think I printed it at 100% infill, which is basically like, God, this is terrible listening. I don't care. Basically, how a 3D print the strength of it is the amount of walls that are on the outside, and the infill, which is basically like how dense the material on the inside is. Like it can be a grid, or it could be entirely solid. I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this. We just had
I mean, like I'm looking at it, but like it's just basically solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna mess with it. Like I haven't gotten to it just yet, but I've been coming up with different concepts for how I want certain MTFs to look. I mean, I developed a concept for with Growler Media for the Lambda 5 guys for Nightfall, but that imploded. So I kind of figured like for this one,
I find film is the most like Murphy's Law industry I've ever worked in. Like if something can go wrong, it generally does.
Yeah. Well, so when we were kind of developing this, it's like, well, I already have a developed concept for what these guys look like, and I have the kit for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I might as well I might as well just use it, you know? Yeah. So, and Slaughter Project made the White Rabbit patches. He reached out to me.
That's awesome.
December of last year, and he was like, "Hey, like, do you guys want patches made?" I'm like, "Sure." And he and I talked about it, and he threw up a couple concepts. He gave us like 4, and the one that's in the film is the one that I picked out. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, do you still have those?" There's like literally only 4 in the world. And he's like, "Yeah." So he sent them to me. And I'm like, I'm going to put it right there, and it's going to look good. And I'm talking to him about kind of updating the unit patches for the MTFs. Not to too much of a degree where it strays away from the original like artistic intention. So like the White Rabbit patch that's in the film looks more like a morale patch. Like it looks like something that it still conveys the point of the unit, but it's not too complicated, you know? Because like some of the unit logos are fine, but some of them are also just like super complicated. Like Maxwell's Demons logo, no disrespect to the like, the artist or whatever, but it kind of looks very cartoonish. So when I sent it to Slaughter Co, and I was like, can you update this to make it look like a cool unit patch?
Yeah.
I haven't. He's drawing up designs, but I haven't received anything yet. But yeah, like I would like to kind of update the look of it. I haven't heard any complaints so far. People like that looks really cool. Um, so I think I'm on the right track. But yeah, like because if you go Google like Mu-Zero Maxwell Demons like morale patch, like you'll know what I'm talking about. You look at it and you're like, it kind of looks like Gangle or Grangle or whatever the character's name is from Amazing Digital Circus.
Yeah.
With like and it's like, all right, like it's kind of goofy, So the I'm kind of excited to see where we can go with that. I also have more defense plugs with stuff, which is cool. So I do plan on implementing a lot of Avon equipment, and not airsoft crap anymore. And
are you in contact with?
no, I had an email chain with him. Caleb at 12 Spies put me in contact with him, but
Yeah,
I have
he's local to
another.
me. He was talking about that a minute ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I have a direct line with through Kevin Theodoso, who's a Blue Line Syndicate group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like he's who I correspond with when it comes to like Avon stuff and such.
Interesting.
I mean, dude, like the FM54 and like it just looks sick. It's just like it's especially with the respirator system and everything. You just look at it, you're like, damn, dude, can you imagine getting bodied by like a man in that thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's like you just look terrifying.
Yeah.
And a lot of the photo, like I had Kevin do a lot of photo concepts and stuff for me. So we're gonna be playing around with a lot of kit like that. I'm also going to be looking into, doing more gadget type stuff. We were talking about figuring out a way how to make grounding devices so they keep their kit if they go to a parallel place and stuff. So we were looking at, doing like playing around with ideas like that. I mean, at the end of the film, the anomaly detector that guy has, that's a hairdryer, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Dude,
like I went to Goodwill.
I love prop making.
Oh yeah, dude. I went to Goodwill, spent $20 on an old thermos, a hair dryer that had like the handle that would collapse in, and a lamp that had a glass lens on it.
Yeah.
So I took that glass lens off and I gutted the hair dryer, and that glass lens fit perfectly where the front vent of the hair dryer would sit.
Yeah.
Reassembled it, super glued the shit out of it, and then spray painted it matte black. And then I mounted a rod to the side of it that would accommodate a red DSMC-1 XLR A box. It's basically a box that has two XLR ports on it, and it converts it to a 3.5 millimeter jack.
That's awesome.
And that's it. And I ordered like two 5-foot XLR cables that went from straight to right angle. Yeah. And the right angle ones were plugged into his pack. So whenever you see him walking around, it's like, well, that's cool. Nobody caught it. Like everyone's like, wow, that looks so cool. Because it's like, well, it's gonna be dark. It's spray painted matte black, and it looks cool as a side profile.
There's a reason gaff tape works so well.
That dude, literally, the handle is gaff taped. Yeah, like it, like, and people are like, wow, that looks so cool. What is that? Like, it's fucking hairdryer, dude.
Yeah,
like you don't even notice. Like, there's like a lot of stuff even in Star Wars, man. Like Luke's first lightsaber is a flash pole. Or whatever they used to be called for old cameras, and in the shows how much of a fan I am. In the cantina, a lot of the robots. I think the IG-88 robot is made out of like coffee maker parts.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works.
That's old school sci-fi.
Yeah,
I came from a background where we'd have to work with a lot of existing properties. So in prop work, we'd have to replicate very specific things. And then when I kind of shifted gears and worked in prop industry, like making things from scratch, individual IPs, whatever, it's so much of it was just like, hey, here's a Goodwill, here's a drawer full of junk, just make whatever. because when there's no direct like you're not scanning and 3D printing things I worked for Activision back when Titanfall came out, and like making that helmet, that's just a helmet you have to replicate. That was a pain in the dick. Making just like random sci-fi shit, no, that's like coffee maker parts, plumbing bits, just paint. Like so much stuff was just, and Star Wars is a good example. Look at all of the guns in Star Wars, all of the blasters. They're just like World War II guns. I mean, the more like what's his face's gun from Rogue One and that new show Andor. That's just like an AR-15. Like that's
at the Knights Armament Museum down here, they actually have it. Like they have that prop on display. You can just walk up and pick it up and shit. And I looked at it, I was like, damn, this actually looks pretty good. Like, you know? Yeah.
Everything
I thought that
is
was funny as hell.
Existing props and just making them look like not that thing. Fucking Starship Troopers. That's just a Ruger Mini 14. Like Alien was a Thompson. Like
yeah, you're right. Damn.
Admittedly, in both of those, they're more or less unrecognizable, but there's still like a thing under the body kit. Like I do find that prop making is like one of my passions. I really, really enjoy it. That I can never really get to talk about on here because it's not really good listening.
Until USPS ruins it for everybody.
So to give a little bit of clarity, Stephen came to me a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Yo, can you make this thing, this IVAS, like the full spectrum?" So I made it, and it goes out like a couple days before production goes live, and then USPS lost it for like a week. It went 2-day express. 5 days later, it's like it hasn't been scanned anywhere. A week later, it hasn't been scanned. No, it's scanned in like Seattle, and you live on the East Coast. I'm not going to dox you. And
I live in Florida. I don't
like
care.
2 weeks.
Just like,
I hate USPS.
Yeah, I always either try to do DHL or UPS.
DHL doesn't
FedEx
exist up here.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
FedEx is kind of hit or miss. I absolutely loathe signature required crap where I live because we have like if I lived in a house, okay, fine, but we have parcel box lockers.
Yeah.
So even though we have that, they still do that shit, and it's because I work during the day. I'm employed, you know, so I'm not at home all the time. It's like tomorrow, I got shit coming from B&H, that I didn't know was coming through FedEx, and they're like, "Oh, it'll be there between 9 a.m. and 1 o'clock. Signature required." I'm like, "Cool, I have work tomorrow." I don't know if I'm going to be home because usually what I try to do is reroute it to a Walgreens down the street, and I usually go pick it up. Hang on one second.
Yeah, I guess we can reset and just talk about whatever we want now that all of our brains don't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about? Guns. Guns are cool.
I think we were talking about like like all the like AAA like defense stuff that we're going to be using a lot more.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But Mu Zero is basically the primary clue of where things are going to be going, and hopefully be able to use a lot more defense stuff, like actual like DoD stuff would be really cool. Getting access to different sets and stuff. What I've been wanting to try to get into is repurposing pre-existing buildings to be something they're not, because a lot of movies do that.
You ever see the first Terrifier?
Nah, I've never really been interested in those movies.
I figure that you wouldn't. Like, it's not really your genre, but it is a really interesting experiment in guerrilla filmmaking, like shoestring budget. Like, let's just, because I think every single shot in that entire building, entire movie, more or less took place in like 2 buildings, and they
probably
like, I don't want to say crappily because it worked unless you were looking for it. Like they made a morgue in just like a living room or just like someone's basement. They everything was just like shoestring budget. Like, hey, we have access to this building that may or may not actually have belonged to anyone or like had permission to do. Let's make it look like 8 different sets. Yeah, I had a conversation with a couple dudes who they don't know about the podcast, but they know who I am, so I'm not going to out them too much. who wanted to like write a story and make a movie. And I hope things work out really well for them. I'm not going to talk about um, really anything to do with their project because I don't want to jinx it or give my opinions. But I don't think a lot of people realize how expensive filmmaking is. Like even little things like renting space or finding set design is the big one. That's literally what we were just talking about.
Yeah, like there was a so it's super common in films where they'll repurpose pre-existing locations. So like in the third Transformers movie, where that car collection, like museum or whatever is like that actual building, if I remember correctly, is like an art gallery or something, or it's something else. It's not what's in the movie. It's just the
Oh yeah,
building looks cool. Let's do this. So I've been thinking about because a big thing was was kind of like a wall in the past was trying to get cool buildings or interior buildings for the SCP Foundation, right?
yeah,
And I thought, and I was on a job uh at this at this mall, right?
yeah.
There was a JC Penney there that looked like a brutalist government building. And I was like, that looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's like, yeah, in Kansas City also has a lot of brutalist looking like government buildings as well. It's like you can just use this and just say this is what it is in the movie. It's not like anyone's gonna care or know. It's just wow, cool building or whatever. Because like what a lot of movies do and a lot of TV shows do is when they repurpose the faces of buildings, they'll just remove the logos and then either not have one at all or they'll put in their own, right?
Yeah.
So when you go visit the actual location, you're like, what the fuck? This isn't what it looks like at all. Because you can make the interior be whatever you want. You can go to another location and it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I've been looking at doing that and also doing like set extensions.
Yeah.
So uh, here's a hot take a little bit. I think using generative fill in Photoshop when you don't have the money to extend a set is totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, I'm not going to. My big thing about AI is that it's trained on stolen work. Adobe only trains their model on their own IP.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I like the Photoshop generative fill stuff. Like
Yeah.
I use Midjourney for concepts and
Yeah.
that's it. So like the size 7 guys, I used Midjourney to develop a concept of what they would look like because
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of play around with like the description of like tan operator, all this type of stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Nathan, I think I sent you the concept of what I got out of it. If I didn't here,
Yes, send it to me again. I'm curious.
well, actually, hang on. Can I post it in the chat here? No, I can't. This chat is cringe.
It's like, okay, there records your podcast on Discord, motherfucker. I don't even
Hey,
want
man,
to.
sorry for being in the 25th century, sir.
The 25th
My bad.
century, where it does not record localized, it does not hold localized backups. I don't even want to defend Zencaster.
Backups. Fucking.
I hate that you're making me defend Zencaster.
All right, I just DM'd it to you on Discord. So that was the concept for Psi 7 that Midjourney spat out for me, and I was like,
dope.
man,
Actually, like,
yeah, dude. That's
now
kind
that I zoom in, it does not like the gear doesn't really look like anything. Like
Right.
there's like a tourniquet on the outside of his kit that is not, but it goes super hard. Like
yeah,
it looks
just like
really
the
good.
look. Yeah, so like the tan helmet, the black gas mask, the tan top, the
Yeah.
dirty black pants, and the black gloves.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, that's such a cool accent color,
yeah.
So
There's
I
something about like black and tan kit that go together. That's so like mid 2000s.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
going to die.
and we used so I hit up Shaw at Shaw Concepts and I said, hey man, like, can I borrow like 3 of your kits in Coyote Brown? And he's like, yeah, you'll have to send them back though. I'm like, that's totally fine. I'll send them back same day. So
Yeah.
we literally had them for like 7 hours
Yeah.
and then sent them back. But they look so sick. His kits look fucking insane, dude. Like they look like they're
dope.
crazy.
Yeah,
Every person that I know that has ever worn them say they are the most comfortable plate carriers they've ever worn. Like period. They're very expensive, but you definitely get what you pay for. It is the definition of buy once, cry once.
They
Because
are
shit is so worth it.
extremely adjustable too.
Yeah, dude,
whatever
like,
fit
yeah.
you want for both you and your plates. Like they have so much adjustment in them.
You know what's weird? Seeing them in person is completely different from a photograph.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. Like, they do, like, because whenever I showcase them on camera, like, they don't look like that in person. I don't know what it is. Because
Like-
when you're
like,
standing
what
next to it and
looks
you're
different?
looking at it,
Yeah.
well, because, like, when you're standing next to it, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, it looks alien, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really weird. But yeah, they're like, they looked great on screen, you know, and the Lambda 5 guy at the end, the last shot, he was running a Spiritus setup that I had from Stalker and then repurposed it. I used I bought a bunch of fake 152 radios, like the airsoft cases, because the antennas are attached to those fake, like, you know, threaded antenna holders or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the inside, like, it's like it's like a bolt nut that's holding it in. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I can just undo that and take that piece off, and I have this antenna holder. And I had this like large ATAC case. I don't know what it was. Like, it was the one that the Monolith Commander in Stalker is wearing on his chest. It's like that giant one, black one. So I drilled out 6 holes, and I put those airsoft, like those 6 airsoft silver antenna holders in there, and I JB welded them all together so they would not move. And then all those and then put 4 of the antennas and then 2 of the little small ones on either ends, and then I just shoved it into the Spiritus plate carrier back panel. It's like, yep, there it is. And everyone's like, oh my god, that guy's gonna have cancer or whatever after. It's like, that's not what it is. It's not a radio, don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
gosh, I don't know why my mind jumps to the, like, you can get from a bunch of sketchy Chinese sites those jammers, like the ones that
Oh,
you see
really?
all the cartel dudes using, and 100%, I think it's going to give you like turbo cancer. Like it's going to make your balls explode and or fall off, and
Hell
or
yeah.
explode,
Dude,
But
so
they look
there
so
is
cool. Yeah.
there was a video transmitter brand called Vaxis
Yeah.
back in 2018, which were not legal here in the US, but because they operated on a radio frequency that you're not supposed to be on, but it punches through everything.
Really?
And we used it on a film, and the guy that I was working with, he was explaining it to me. He's like, yeah, I'm not supposed to have this in this country, but and he explained it to me. He's like, don't stand too close to it.
Yeah.
Is what he said, because it's like, it would punch through concrete. Like, it did not matter.
Yeah, that's
It was-
a ball
it was-
fryer right there.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, dude. Like, we're not gonna lose feed at all.
Yeah.
They're like, they have like the versions today though, like they're the legal ones, but like that one then was like a prototype where it's like it was like peak China where they just don't give a fuck, and
Yeah,
it's just, make it
what are
work. I
FDA
don't care.
regulations.
Yeah, it was
Like-
awesome. So yeah, we never lost signal once.
Yeah, FCC. What's that? What's that? Who cares?
FCC,
Yeah,
cringe.
China doesn't care if their blue collar workers get mulched up in a lathe, or if they get like.
I've
many
seen that video.
aggressive- Which
I've seen-
video?
I
There's
don't-
like 100.
The one where he gets stuck and gets spun around.
Which video? There's like 100.
Oh,
Dude,
I've only
the
seen, like,
natural enemy of the
popular
Chinaman is industrial machinery.
real.
Yeah.
I mean, if you stick your hand in something you're not supposed to stick your hand in, it's kind of your fault.
I've been learning how
That's
to use
my-
a lathe
that's my hot
lately,
take.
and like
Like,
it's mostly to get rid of like my genetic fear of them, I think.
you know what
Like-
you should do? You should stick your hand in one.
I should stick my hand in one and just
see
flip
what
around
happens.
like a fucking.
Yeah.
No, I have lathe access and I've been making some kind of cool things. But
Yeah, you sure are.
yeah,
I don't know what that is.
that's just a fun toy that'll help us later.
I don't know what that is. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But gosh, what were we talking about? I lost
Yeah,
my
okay.
train of thought when I thought about dying in a lathe, which is inevitably how I'm going to end up getting killed. Either that or like shot to death by the RCMP. Or I'm going to post something
Yeah.
like really mean about, I don't know, Scotland Yard or something. They're going to extradite me and I'm going to end like die in a gunfight with British police.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did we leave off? Repurposing the sets.
We're talking about props and kit.
Oh yeah. Oh, the size 7 concepts and the AI stuff. Yeah. So I'll use Midjourney for conceptualizing things, but I won't use it for. Well, I did actually no. I did use it in Black Meridian,
Yeah.
but
Like how?
you wouldn't know. So I needed faces. So when he's in the black and white world
Yeah.
and he's running away, there are quick flashes where it's like pop, pop, like that. It's literally 2 frames. And there are faces that kind of resemble the look of like the theater masks or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of them like made through Midjourney or whatever. And then I went in and I altered them like myself. But it's literally for 2 frames. The destroyed moon in that shot, all of the debris around it is a shitload of generated star fields because like I couldn't find it anywhere what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I basically generated a bunch of like my description was like destroyed planet with debris everywhere or whatever.
Yeah.
And I finally got the look that I wanted, and I did several variations of it, and I took all of those images, went into Photoshop, I cut them all up, I got the pieces that I wanted, and I basically created my own digital matte painting from those assets of the destroyed moon, basically, of debris, because I needed the light to be coming from a particular direction and everything, and I don't know how to use 3D software. I didn't have the budget to hire and like pay $1,500 for one fucking shot, you know. So I think in that context where it's like if you're gonna use it and then modify it to make it your own thing, I think that's totally fine if you don't have the money to spend. Now, just generating a video purely from AI, you're a loser, period.
I will defend the one where it's Charlie Kirk and half his face is a robot, and then he's flying with Alex Jones into Agartha. I'll defend that to the death, but that's the only AI video that gets away with it. All the other ones
I like the ring camera shit posts. I think those are funny.
The one where it's like, oh, hello, little one, what are you doing? And there's a cat that just explodes.
And it just explodes, yeah.
Like there's like various animals doing drive-bys.
Yeah, like wanting to do like set extensions and stuff to get perfect lighting, because I did that a lot in Stalker. Like there are some shots where I had to, you know, kind of either add something to cover something, where it would match the lighting perfectly. Like I just took a still for image, put it into Photoshop, selected it, generative fill, and it would just put it there. Like changing the clouds, adding clouds, extending a field or whatever. I don't think there's a problem with that. I genuinely don't.
I think my opinion on it differs drastically when a studio has the budget to hire people.
Correct. Yes. If you have the money, you should hire professionals to do it. If you don't, then
you're still putting a lot of man hours into it. You're using small assets. You're like doing something that otherwise for anyone else would have been like a $20,000 reshoot or like a $2 million reshoot.
Well, the Coca-Cola ad that they did recently that was all AI. They were like,
dude.
Wow, it's so cool. But none of the shots matched, and they took them 70,000 prompts to get all of that. So the amount of money that was actually put into making that ad with all the bullshit would have cost the same amount if they would have just hired a crew and just done it for real, which is hilarious. So it's like, dude, like, come on. You know, if you have the money to do it, just do it. Just hire the artists to do the thing. Then it has a soul, which is kind of the point.
Yeah.
But if you're like I do everything in house. I literally do everything by myself. Everything. For the exception of complex 3D work or sound and music. I can do some sound design, but like complex sound mixing and like really adding sauce to shit, like I don't know how to do that. So that's why I hired Dan to do it, because
Yeah.
Dan's a fucking wizard.
Like knows what he's doing.
Yeah, dude, I let him cook on like a big portion of the film where I said like, hey man, like I want to know what what you feel and what your input is of what you're when you're watching it. I kind of gave him like a floor plan of like, this is kind of what I want, like the vibe or whatever, but I'm just gonna kind of let you do whatever you want. Some of the stuff we made some adjustments here and there, but like the scene where he's in the house and he hears the footsteps run at him. I think I talked about this before we were recording, but it was originally a voice note where it would go over here like that, and he would turn.
Yeah.
And he said when we were reviewing stuff, he says, "Yeah, I had footsteps here, but I kind of took it out and just kind of kept this." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Play that for me. Let me hear that." And when I heard just the footsteps running, I'm like, "That is infinitely better. Like, keep that instead. My idea is fucking stupid." So it like, and there were there were some things that I like parameters I gave him with the music where I kind of wanted the music at the beginning of the film to kind of be, I don't want to say like they were kind of like broken instruments, but not really, like there was, it sounded all right, but there was something that was kind of off about them.
Yeah.
And then when he's in the other world, like the instruments would just break
Yeah.
as it like continued to go. So they would kind of warp and stuff.
Yeah.
And when he would pop out, what we wanted to try and do is have like really beautiful like orchestra stuff, but it didn't really fit. So we just kind of kept it silent or whatever.
Yeah.
But with everything else, I think he really, really did very well with it. And he kind of explained to me his process, and it was really cool. Where he had like these plugins where it would randomize distortion on the different like instruments that he had, so it would just make them sound worse as they went on. If I'm remembering that description correctly, like it was really cool. Like a lot of the and a lot of the instruments that he had that's in the film, like he played them himself and recorded them himself.
That's
Some
fucking cool.
Some of them are some of the strings that you hear are a cello that he has, and like a violin, if I remember, either a violin or a fiddle, one of those two.
Yeah.
And he just records them, and then he just destroys them in post.
Yeah.
And it sounded really, really cool. And man, like I don't know where I was going with that.
It's just sound design. There's so much that goes into
it's
film
cool
that like,
yeah.
And I stand by, and I think I've said this in previous episodes. Like, the better a movie is, like in terms of like the movie I like to reference for all of this is Prometheus, because it is like visually amazing, sound design amazing, FX amazing, all of the things except for the writing.
Yeah,
like,
the story's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So
Everything
like
else looks
you
cool.
have a movie that is just excellent in most ways. It shines a light so much brighter on if a single aspect. How often does like your average person notice if sound design is excellent? Because they don't, but they'll all notice if sound design is bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Same with lighting. Same with...
Sound's the biggest thing, man. Like people would rather watch a 720p video with great sound than a UHD video with like fucking 96 kilobit audio.
Yeah.
So like it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
The I mean, even on the visual side of stuff, like a way that to keep costs down, because when we were talking about the AI stuff, where it's like if you don't have the money to do something, you have to figure out ways around it or ways to do stuff. Because again, like I'm all in house with the exception of like music, complex sound design, and complex 3D work. Because I usually just outsource that.
Yeah.
But for visual stuff, as I stated this in the Overlord BTS forever ago.
Yeah.
Haze does everything. It really, like, if you don't have access to lights or anything like that, but you want to elevate the vibe of your shot, I like for Black Meridian, I used a $30 smoke machine, and I used
that's awesome.
I didn't even use like a professional hazer. Now the fog juice that I had, I think was like half. Hang on one second. I have it right here. Medium density. That's right. So they have different densities. They have like full density or whatever, and it's like super thick and you can't see shit. The medium density one is closer to haze. The only difference between a haze machine and a fog machine is that fog doesn't linger in the air as long, so you kind of have to pump it out every now and then.
Yeah.
But the church scene, like we fogged it up a bit just to add some depth. The what's it called? Some of the interior during the opening raid sequence had some in there, but not really. You can mostly see it when he shines his flashlight, because flashlights carry, like, they spread light out. When the MTF shows up at the end and when he's raiding that building, like, those shots would not look like that and look that good if there was no haze in that entire building.
Yeah.
Because it would be very flat, that the light wouldn't carry, it wouldn't spread out evenly, and you wouldn't have depth. So if you don't have the money to really stretch your lighting budget, or I'm sorry, if you don't have the money to spend on your lighting budget, just a few lights and haze does everything. Because Ridley Scott did that on Blade Runner.
Interesting.
That's why
that explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's why that entire movie is shot at night, and there's smoke and rain everywhere, because they didn't have, like, they had a great, like, lighting setup and everything, but the way that they were able to make the world feel the way it was and look the way it was is because they shot it at night. They pumped smoke and shit everywhere, and they had it constantly raining. So when everything's wet, you're going to have more reflective surfaces. You're going to have more depth. When there's more smoke and fog and stuff involved, you're going to create more complex depth in just your scene in general. You're going to have more separation between objects and people. And when it's at night and it's dark, and this kind of applies during the day, like the forest scene in Overlord, but I mean, you're still under a canopy of trees, so it's still kind of dark or whatever.
Yeah.
It just elevates it completely. So, and you'll see this in a lot of movies. Anytime you're watching a movie and you see a wet road or wet pavement that a character's on and it's at night, they intentionally the cinematographer made that road wet. They brought hoses out and they wet it because it creates reflections and depth and contrast, and it looks nicer. It just looks pretty. It's a very, very common technique, and it's simple. Make everything look wet, put fog and shit everywhere, and shoot at night.
Yeah.
It looks great. And just work with what you got. Work lights from Home Depot, flashlights on your gun. If you ever want to illuminate a person, like if they're walking around, they have a flashlight, right? And it's dark. That's the only single source light you have, and you want to get more definition on your subject. Just have someone walk next to you with a piece of like white foam core or poster board. So when they're shining their flashlight around, that light is going to reflect back on them from that foam core, and you'll get definition on their face plus a catch light.
Yeah.
Simple stuff. Super, super simple. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I stretch this whole thing, man. Like I used 3 film lights, 2 work lights.
Yeah.
And that's it. Actually, one of those lights that I was using was below half power because of how powerful it was. It was just a 500-watt light with a Fresnel that I bought at a camera store. I think I got it on a rebate, so I spent like $500 on it.
Do you DIY your own diffusers and stuff? I remember like we used to use like wax paper or like cotton, like standoff frame.
Yeah, so I created this well, I didn't create it. I saw it on Reddit. So it's called a book light, but someone the traditional way of setting them up is really complicated, where you have like a bunch of stands and shit. But somebody made one with one stand. So there's a company called Savage that makes these C stands, where one of the feet on the stand at the bottom has a mounting point for a light. You would effectively set the light on the stand pointed straight up. And at the top of the C stand, there are these arms that you can angle around and shit. So you would angle one of the arms at like 45 degrees, and then you would place a piece of foam core or white poster board at an angle, and the light would shoot up into that poster board, and then it would project the light outwards away from it.
You're
right?
bouncing it. Yeah.
Correct. Right. So, and then what you would do is on that foam core, I just took clamps and I clamped a frosted shower curtain over it. So yeah, so the light goes up because there's an actual like flagged, not a, like, well, it's an actual like 4x4 diffuser that you're supposed to use for something like this, but I'm not spending $1,000 on something like that when I can just make it.
Yeah,
for
you
$8.
just make it yourself. There's a
It
lot of
literally
like,
this.
TV rebels
Yeah, it has this. Yeah, it has the same thing. I mean, like somebody be like, "Well, the quality of light." It's like, yeah, cool. You'll notice it, but a fucking normie's not, and it still looks fine. It doesn't. It's not that deep.
Yeah,
dude.
you're making micro budget
Yeah,
films.
yeah, like whatever. Yeah. So the light will shoot straight up, and I had the Fresnel on it so I could focus the beam. It just isolate it to the foam core. So it hit the foam core, bounce off, and go through the sheet of diffusion. In this case, a shower curtain. So the light is having 2 points of contact. So the light will look softer and will spread better. So the church scene, where Cole is standing and he's talking to people and stuff, on his right side there was that setup. It was just this big, one stand book light right next to him, and then behind him I had a 60-watt nan light light just sitting up there, and they had this it's like a cone diffuser or something, but it's like a perfect cylinder where it just focuses the beam of light.
Yeah.
And I think I had it at like 70% power to give that edge light around his shoulder and his hair. It's like a hair light, but there are big windows behind him, so it's motivated. So you're not going to think about it or anything. But it just added it gave him nice separation from the background and such. So it was just two lights in that entire shot.
Yeah.
Some of them I had negative fill. I kind of like had somebody walk in like a black moving blanket.
Negative fill. What about positive fill? Positive fill's right here. So, sorry. Okay. I'm done.
Zing.
Yeah.
That took me a minute.
That was like the worst dad joke.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
I am on the second floor of my apartment. It is high enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for something like that, and it was super experimental because I had seen it been put to use, but I'd never done it myself before. So when we were shooting at this church, which was a wedding venue, it's a historic church in Dunedin, Florida. I want to plug it really quick. Let me find the Dunedin, Florida church. Because it's a you can rent it out for wedding shoots and stuff, but they had done it for a music video, and it's called the Andrews Memorial Chapel. That's what it's called. So I was looking for a chapel for this scene, right? So I went to actual ones and I asked hey, how much would it be? And I found one that I really liked. They're it'll be $1,000 for 3 hours. I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. This place, they charged me $100 an hour. So I'm sold. Yeah. So, the Marsha, who was she kind of ran the show for the chapel and such. She was super great to work with and everything, and very accommodating for us. And had a nice dressing room area for the actors to get their stuff situated, and that's also where we stored a lot of our gear and whatnot. Put out an Instagram thing. It was hey, if you want to be an extra, show up. Some 3 or 4 people pulled up and whatnot, and some of the ladies that worked at the church or the chapel and for the venue building or whatever, they're can we be in it? We're sure. So we had dude, this is our release form pages. These are all the people that we had involved in the film that had to sign release forms.
Nice.
Holy shit.
It was because I told Corey, because Corey was my assistant director on it, Corey Haynes, and I said every single person here needs to sign a waiver. Period. That's for people who are new to film stuff and want to get into that.
Yeah.
It's very important to print off release forms. I use the ones that Tropicolor sells. They have a whole document thing that you can buy. Where it's just a bunch of easy contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically what that does is that that person is signing away their rights to be video or recorded.
Yeah.
So if you release it and later they're like, oh, I don't want to be in it, I actually want you to blur my face. It's like, sorry, you signed a release.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But you have to do the same thing with like property releases, you know.
Yeah, liability at the fucking gun
yeah,
range.
all of that stuff. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's hella useful. But yeah, like that's one of the lights that I used even in the car between James and Cole. That there are some scenes where you can kind of see it if you're looking for it, but some shots I had the shower curtain over the windshield to diffuse the light because the sun would come in and out of the clouds. But I had that same 500-watt light on a stand in front of the car, just blasting full power through the diffusion.
Yeah.
To light them up, but you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
You know, the scene where he's in the car, where Cole is in the car before he goes into the church. All different locations, by the way. The shot of the church, I actually went there at a later date to get that pickup shot. But when he's in the car, it was at the Airbnb that Qore had rented for everybody. And the garage door was white, and he was sitting in my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, here, let's back the car up. Let's do this. Let's position it this way. And the sun was rising behind him. So it was just hitting that white garage door and then bouncing that light back into the car at him. Looking back now, I wish I would have put something to kind of light him from the back just a little bit. But, oh, well, whatever. You live and you learn type stuff. So it's all very, the running gun stuff is stressful as hell because I was doing the job of 10 people. But if you're able to get a really good result that looks like it was done by 10 people, but it was done by one person, it is a good feeling when people appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn,
100%.
I busted my ass on that and people liked it. Cool. You know?
God, it's something that I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate because when you see like a well-produced piece of media, 90% of people, again, don't notice, but everyone notices if it's bad. Everyone notices if one aspect of it's bad.
Yeah. I think it also applies to because a common like I was talking to a group of people earlier today in my Discord, and I said like I don't know if the stuff I make is good unless unless I hear it from a lot of people, right? So and what I mean by that is like the stuff that I like to make, I don't know if it's good unless people say, hey, I like this is great, like in mass, right? So Black Meridian is like 100% mine, you know, where it's through and through creativity, everything. Did I what?
Did you write it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like
I remember last time you were like, I can't write. You can write.
Yeah. Well, now I have to give credit where credit is due. So it was a concept that I had for that like Western type thing, and I gave him an outline and everything, and Qore put words on paper, and I kept redefining, recondensing, redoing stuff and whatever. So it was kind of like there was a lot of things that were shifted around in whatever from where it started from, but the final version, like through and through, like I wrote it myself and everything. And the fact that the response that it has gotten, I also have to remind myself that I'm like, since I had to start over, I still have a small channel. So the view count of where I'm at is reasonable for that because I'm used to like millions of views, you know? So I'm just kind of like, what am I doing wrong, you know? But when I look at the like to dislike ratio, I think it's got...
I was going to say, I just checked it and you're at like 150K views in like a couple days. And it seems like the algo is picking it up quite a bit.
Oh, sick. Okay. Let me see it. Yeah. Yep. 145 now. Yeah. Okay. So I actually jumped in subscribers, which is nice. So I'm at like 17. I was at 12,000 before I dropped this. I'm at 17.7K now.
Yeah.
My like to dislike ratio, 13,000 likes, 86 dislikes.
86.
Cool. So that tells me that, okay, cool. The ideas in the stuff that I like to make, people like and people enjoy. So that tells me, okay, I must be doing something right, you know, because people like it. But the particular themes and the particular things that I want to make is what's liked, which is cool. It's not I'm making it for somebody else or for some studio or like some slop franchise crap, you
Yeah.
know.
Cape slop.
Yeah, so it's like cool, you know. So to kind of see the response that it's gotten so far is really nice, especially with the fact that it's like, you know, it's the first time doing a project like this and with this IP as well, completely on my own, you know.
Yeah.
So and another thing that I thought was kind of cool is that people I've seen a few comments of this. Like it's not just like a couple, like quite a few that have stated that out of the 3 SCP films that I've done, that this is the best one. And I
That's
thought that was
good.
cool.
That's a high.
Yeah.
I will admit, and I haven't said this on the air. I haven't actually watched it yet. I turned it on like both my devices so you could get the views, like so on my TV and like had it running in the background. I know. You
That's
texted me
that
the
is
day,
crazy.
but my
That's
better half
crazy.
made me promise to watch it with her. So I'm kind of saving it. I've also been working until like 2, 3 a.m. every day, but
Real.
yeah. So it's been a thing where it's like our timings have to line up. But I've given you the views, motherfucker. I'm gonna
Hey,
I'm gonna
I'll
support.
take him, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna support
I'll
the
take him.
homies.
I wonder where it's at in real time here. I'm checking the analytics right now.
You're gay.
Yeah, it's at 148K right now, which is neat. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very oh yeah, also like 12 Spies did the layout for the thumbnail that won the AB test, because there were I had 3 thumbnails tested, and
Yep.
I had 2 made that I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out a third one, so I asked him. I said, "Hey man, like, do you want it?" Because he does some pretty cool shit on his channel where he kind of does like a combination of weird like backrooms SCP analog kind of sci-fi stuff,
Yeah.
and he does it all himself, which is pretty cool. So I asked him, I said, "Hey man, if I give you assets, do you want to make a thumbnail?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Hell yeah.
So he put like a bunch of stuff together, but there's like a particular style that I like. So he kind of had the thing laid out, and I said, "Can you package it and just send me the PSD so I can finish it?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
And it it was funny. It's the one that won. I was like, "Damn, dude, I need to step up my game." Like, you know, like,
Dude,
and I've even
a
heard in
different
some of the
art.
reaction videos that people thought the thumbnail looked really cool. So I was like, "All right, sick,"
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. So he did a pretty good job on it.
Yeah. I think so. Like I'm just glad that, because there's a little while I grew up in SCPs a little bit. I don't want to say like I as a young adult, like I would read a lot of them like 19, 20 years old at like going to bed. I just like read them till I fell asleep or something. And now like I've gone, now I'm a little older and looked at the community and looked at all the stuff, and it I hate to sound like such a hipster, but it's turned from this kind of like really accessible sort of niche mass fiction project into a lot of like slop, like,
Yeah,
and I'm glad
that's
it's
what
kind of being
I've.
taken back a little bit.
I think in
Yeah,
some
that's
ways it's gone the other way too, because they've gotten like some of the authors have gotten so deep and esoteric and like back lore
Yeah.
that you try to read some of the entries, and if you haven't read like weeks
Yeah, a
worth of
lot of
other
it.
entries, like it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
It's like this doctor and this doctor teamed up to fight this.
Well, you're talking about like alternate reality races that
Yeah.
like have been mentioned, 45 SCPs prior to that.
Yeah. You've got like 15, 20 years of just like backlog
Yeah.
of fiction. And then gosh, I subscribed like many years ago to this podcast that would just like basically sum it up, like sum up more well-known ones and then write a little piece of fiction. And I listened to one just kind of out of nostalgia the other day while I was working, and it was just the most Tumblr. And it's the same one that I grew up like listening to. It was just like a Tumblr fanfic where it's like, oh, and then I stopped talking to my family because they were transphobic, and I'm actually a trans wizard who's very happy in my new body. I'm like, okay, this is all right. This is not what I expected.
This isn't deep sci-fi
I also-
anymore.
I also kind of saw that there was this churning out of what is it? like these weird animations and stuff. I've and
Yeah,
I
like
again, like this is like secondhand information. Like I don't watch any of this stuff because
yeah.
it's not something I'm particularly interested in.
I don't remember the
Like I
last
mean,
time I
just
watched a YouTube video. Like,
well, I mean, just any of it really.
yeah,
Like there'll be times where I'll do my research on the wiki and stuff, but as far as like any of the theories or any of that kind of stuff, it's not something that's particularly interesting to me because I'm more interested in just utilizing the the expansiveness of the IP to kind of just explore different ideas
Right.
and stuff
yes,
and present them, because that's more interesting, where it's like you have something that's extremely malleable, but just like hijacking it to have this weird VR chat adjacent LARP for yourself is kind of cringe.
what do you mean? Now I'm curious.
And
I'm at the levels of online that I'm missing.
well, um so any type of fandom or and I mean, like, if anyone that listens to this is part of it and they get mad, I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, but like it's true,
If
where
you're listening to
it's
this show,
it's
chances are you're not very deep in the SCP fandom. That's
well,
not our.
it's not even that.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm going to use
I
VR
want
chat
to-
as an example, right? So most people know what VR chat is, and this also kind of applies to like people who are furries, right? It's a very fascinating like psychological thing to observe, because people who latch onto things like this go inward. They want to escape rather than go outward and to face the world and to experience the world as it actually is, and to make something of yourself in the real world. Whereas you have things like this, that it's easier to go inward and to create a fake version of yourself, uh, because it's safer. It's more it's false contentment. So VR chat is a way to do that. Being a furry is also a way to do that, and VR chat usually kind of goes hand in hand with that, because people can actually LARP in VR as their persona. The SCP fandom is also like not all of it, but there are some aspects of it where it can be used in that nature, where it's okay, here's a Creative Commons thing where I can do whatever I want, so I'm going to apply these particular things of myself into it.
Yeah, self insert.
Or they'll create like an identity around it, right?
Yeah,
Which I'm like, some people want to do that, okay, fine, go for it, whatever. I mean, that's just how it is. Okay, whatever, I don't care. I'm more interested in creating outward ideas that kind of make you reflect on yourself, right? I want to implement themes and kind of utilize it as a vehicle to get people to have some sort of self-reflection, and see whether or not the themes that are expressed in the films have anything to do with their personal lives,
yeah,
and to make them go like, damn, that's relatable. That's oh, I know somebody that's experiencing that, or I'm experiencing that, or there's something that is going on in my life that is affecting me in the same way, and it kind of makes you think. It makes you ask questions,
yeah.
and you either do research, or or you just watch it for fun, and you get entertainment out of it. Like that is infinitely more interesting to me than hijacking something to have a weird personal LARP. And people even do that with airsoft shit
Oh,
as
dude,
well.
it's very
Where like
weird. I'm going to complain about
they're
something
yeah.
after this. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's never it's not like something that's just exclusive to this thing. Like every single fandom period has this exact same symptom. There's always going to be sects of people that will just do that, because
yeah,
it's just how it is.
yeah,
And I mean, like, hey, if you want to do that, okay, whatever,
yeah.
all the power to you.
Yeah, I'm
Free
too
country, do
old
whatever
and
you
not
want.
online enough to.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, can you?
yeah. So the um I guess I'm trying to figure out where I was, how I was weaving into this and whatever, but I guess the way, like the extent that you can push this is even, just from what I was describing, like there's this type of content and then there's this type of content. It's very vast. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it, especially since it's under Creative Commons to a degree, as long as you're functioning within Creative Commons.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's like the perfect I really think that I kind of found my something that I do very well. Not to glaze myself
Niche.
because I think that's cringe, but well, I mean, like because I've been doing like a lot of stuff, but I never really found that one thing that I'm really good at. And I think I kind of found that with this, where it's like cool tactical horror,
Yes.
awesome.
Which is something that is more or less completely untapped. I mean, like it exists and it's not normally done very well, but the good market is
Yeah.
not very tapped.
I would say it's not normally done well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a
Remember the Doom movie?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god, don't remind me.
Fun, not good.
I've had this conversation a few times with people where it's like you can have all the assets and all the money in the world to make something, but if you don't have the sauce, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like you can put you can put a bunch of talented people in one room and you can tell them, okay, here's you are all going to make the same thing, but do it on your own thing, right? Like more than likely there's probably going to be one or two people in that room that are going to have sauce and the rest aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just true because everyone can make the same thing, but it's like, but if you don't have that thing, it just doesn't work. And I know that sounds incredibly pretentious to say, but it's true. You if you don't have sauce, it don't work. Sorry,
Yeah.
man.
No,
That's how it
it's
is.
very fair. Again, going
And
back to that, like if something's poorly done, the easier something seems to do, the more there usually is to it. Like you can say that about
well, it's also,
yeah.
I also think it comes with like um, you need to have a level of self-awareness and knowing that your stuff is probably bad. So then you can improve on it. That's why I say, like, I don't know if what I make is good until I see how people react to it.
Yeah.
Because I go into it where it's like, oh, it's okay. It could be better. Like, oh, if I fucked that up, and it's like, whatever. It's cool. Like where you're aware enough of your shortcomings to where, you you're constantly wanting to improve. Where it's like you never have this mindset of I'm the best because that's dumb. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. You can always improve because if you're the best, then that means that you've peaked, and
Yeah.
there's nowhere you can go from there. It's like, cool, you peaked. Now you're going to be mid in like 5 years. So the having that self-awareness and also having consumed an insane amount of media that you can pull immediate reference to something, where because like my visual style and everything is based off of watching very specific things that I enjoyed and kind of blending them all together with my own thing on it, right?
Yeah.
And this also comes down to like lighting techniques, camera techniques, everything like that, where I've consumed such an insane amount of media which isn't healthy, but YOLO,
Oh,
where I
dude,
can
no,
pull immediate reference to something on the fly if I have to make a quick decision. So like that opening scene in Black Meridian where the guys are about to clear that building, right? So it was originally not supposed to be lit that way at all. The green light that is on the side of the building, there were two of those when I went to scout that location. So that whole side of that building was lit green. And then when they were going to pull up to that door, they were going to be silhouettes the whole time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had to put external lights. But for some reason, one of those lights was not working. So I had to improvise. It took a lot of time to get it right, like to kind of dial it in, but I had to improvise. I had to put, and that whole scene is a massive lighting continuity error, but nobody noticed. So an old film technique, which is again, keep the big light behind them. So the shots where we're walking backwards with them when they're walking towards camera, right?
Yeah.
There's that off-camera street lamp, like that warm light that's illuminating the whole side of the building with that green light that's attached to the building, and it's backlighting them. It's off to the right of camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the camera switches around and we're behind them and they're moving towards the door that they're going to, the light is now on the opposite side, backlighting them.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to, that's like a commercial lighting technique, and Michael Bay does that a lot.
Yeah.
And don't even notice it.
Yeah.
That's actually
because
really cool.
because the style is consistent. If your lighting throughout a scene is consistent, you're not going to notice it, and it's not going to pull you out, you know.
Yeah.
But you also have to apply that throughout the rest of the movie. So like I started lighting my night scenes now with just lights.
Yeah.
After I read the comment on Stalker saying that the night op was too bright for night vision, even though it was literally photographed in moonlight,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, you know what? Fuck it. No one's
Yeah,
ever
but
going to be
and
happy,
people
so I'm going to
also
light it
have
myself.
to realize like a movie that's filmed in night vision dark is not a movie. That's just a black screen. That's
I
just
thought
like,
so Zero Dark 30 did it very well,
yeah.
but Zero Dark 30 is also shown on TVs and a movie theater. It's not shown on compressed to fuck YouTube,
Yeah.
because it would look because Dollhouse does not look good. Like, we just kind of went with it.
Yeah, but that was your
it-
first, and it was made on a budget of like
right. Well,
$10
yeah,
a bag of chips.
real and true. Yeah, because like we were trying to figure out like why, like we were trying to mute like the blacks and everything.
Yeah.
What I should have done is just lit it normally and just do crushed blacks.
The thing with
And like
Dollhouse
it's
though
dark.
is it still has that style.
Yeah.
Yeah, the style's consistent, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, but it's just an example of, okay, if you actually light it to be dark, you can't see it and it looks terrible.
can't see
Versus
shit,
if you just do
right.
stylized darkness and you go into it going, okay, I know it's not actually this bright. It's just lit this way to be cinema, a cinematic darkness, so I can see what the hell is going on. And it's also just to kind of invoke a feeling where it's like, this is the visual vibe that it is. Like, a lot of the stuff that's shot at night, there's people that are coming from darkness and then coming into the light, you know? And there's like a lot of contrast. There's a lot of like shadows and everything. And all of those just play into the themes of the film as well.
Yeah.
So if you played to it where it's like 100% realistic, you're not going to see anything and it's going to look dumb.
Yes.
So you have to suspend your disbelief in some regard. So you got to cut me some slack, you know. Give me $1 million and I can make it look cooler.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, you know, like having to weave that back in to what I was talking about earlier, like having the constant amount of like, you know, constantly just doing stuff like what my buddy Drew always tells me. He says, dude, it's like push-ups. Just keep doing them and you get better and you get better and you get better. So when you have that ridiculous self-awareness of like, my stuff's probably crap and I can constantly improve on it, and I know what is objectively good in media and not stupid commercial slop that bugmen consume, like Star Wars and fucking Stranger Things and all that crap.
What's it? Marvel.
Or Marvel, whatever, yeah. Like, there's some stuff that's good. Like,
I will-
Andor is a good show,
will
but most of the other Star Wars media is terrible.
Yeah, I'll defend Andor.
Yeah, I like Andor.
Yeah.
Andor's great.
I'll defend Peacemaker. I enjoyed quite a bit, actually.
I've only seen clips of it. It looks funny, but like,
it's pretty funny.
I just can't get into cape shit.
I don't
But,
like Cape Swap, but I do enjoy like passion projects, and it seems like something everyone had a lot of fun making, and that will make me like almost anything if there's like a sense of whimsy among the cast and crew.
I will say the only comic book adaptations I've actually enjoyed were Zack Snyder's. I liked Man of Steel. I liked the ultimate cut of Batman vs Superman, and I liked his version of Justice League. I don't know why people are like, well, it's so boring and dumb and whatever. It's like, it's the same as the animated show. It's dark and there's just dumb it's just long drawn out stuff happening.
Yeah, when you
There's
say
no,
that,
there's no difference.
Cut and not the theatrical. Because
the Snyder
theatrical,
cut. The theatrical was dog shit. Yeah, no, the Snyder cut, I thought it was great.
Yeah, the surprisingly R-rated Snyder cut.
Yeah, it was awesome. I like those because, again, like the visual style of them. Because when it comes to like the director like aspect of things, like Zack Snyder, Michael Bay, and Christopher Nolan are like my top 3 that I look into. And with the cinematographers, Roger Deakins, Hoyt van Hoytema, Emmanuel Lubezki, and Greg Fraser.
Yeah,
like those are my top 4.
Yeah,
and I kind of try to like, a lot of my style is just pulled from the how would I say, like the situation. So all of the nighttime stuff, it's like I'm gonna light it like 13 hours because there's a lot of lights everywhere that I can play off of, and it would work. It wouldn't look out of place. Now, when you actually watch 13 Hours,
Yeah.
they have like 3 or 4 300-foot condor lifts out in the fields with like airy 18,000-watt lamps just illuminating everything. So it's like, that's clearly not moonlight. It's just they have lights out there, and that's just the visual style of it.
Yeah.
But you can still take those methods and you can apply it to pre-existing light sources. So in the area where we're shooting, there's street lamps everywhere. So even if, like, because even in one of the shots, you see the light in the background, but you're not going to put 2 and 2 together because you're going to think, oh, it's a street lamp. Or the light when he's approaching the house, there's that fluorescent colored light coming from behind that big tree. It's like, that could be an old light pole. A lot of rural areas have those like fluorescent kind of lights and whatever that's just there. So it's not necessarily moonlight, you know? So there are ways that you can use methods that are, you know, quick and easy and, you know, dirty in a way that is believable, you know?
Yeah.
And it just requires practice. And you also have to not be afraid to underexpose your shit, because everyone thinks it has to look like a Marvel movie. Not everything has to be lit.
Yeah.
It's okay to have no information in your blacks and have silhouettes. It's okay to blow out your highlights, because you can soften the highlight curve in DaVinci Resolve. It's totally fine, you know. And modern cameras nowadays, like my Reds, because I shot it all in a Gemini, some of those shots I pushed to 12,800 ISO on a Red, which is unheard of because they all look bad. And then I would use Neat Video.
I don't mind a little bit of noise in a movie if it's done well. Like
it depends. Yes. So when you're pushing it that high, it's pretty dirty. So I use a plugin called Neat Video.
Yeah,
it's like 120
I've used
bucks.
Neat Video.
Best, yeah, dude, best investment ever. It cleans it perfectly. So I'm able to comfortably push my Gemini to up like 12,800 is extreme, but I can push it to 6,400 and clean it, and it looks fine. A lot of all that exterior stuff of him raiding that building was between 4,000 and 6,400. Actually, the shot when he's about to enter the house and you hear him take a breath, that's 12,800.
Huh.
Cleaned with Neat Video.
Yeah, because that's not even AI. That was just like an early noise filter. Because
they've come a long way with it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why I always say, you know, if you really want to invest in an actual cinema camera, buying like a second gen Red is great, because you don't really have to worry about, oh, well, you know, the noise isn't good at high ISOs. It's like, yeah, but if you have okay, decent lighting, you can push them a little bit more nowadays and use modern noise reduction techniques in DaVinci.
Yeah.
And it looks clean and it's fine. And then you can add noise you can add film grain, and it restores the texture.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do film grain anymore because YouTube just crushes it and it looks muddy and weird now, because I learned that from Stalker. Because I tried tests, I would have liked Black Meridian to have it because it would have looked really nice with the film emulation I was doing.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't show up, and it doesn't look good at all. Especially in shadows. So it's at the end of the day, it's all trial and error. Work on stuff, be self-aware of your stuff, and, you know, figure out what your sauce is, and make something that's marketable.
Yeah.
Or has a pre-existing market that, you know, you can make good, and like figure out a way how to stand out with it. Because that's like the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I don't make anything based on pre-existing SCPs.
Yeah.
Because anytime I see something about like the stupid fucking peanut, the dumbass statue, like, it's objectively dumb. Like I don't care. Most of the SCPs that everybody, well, it's just everything that everybody fawns over. Like, oh my god, the shy guy. It's like, yeah, cool guy that kills you because you looked at him. Like, that's not interesting. Oh, a statue that the way it works is kind of cool, but it's more of a gimmick.
Yeah.
Or like
it's very early to mid 2000s creepypasta.
Yeah, it's
exactly what it is.
Doctor. Wow, it's like, not really. It's kind of cringe, but whatever. Or the dog that kills you, but it's indestructible. It's like, okay, scary monster that kills you meme.
682, I think. Like,
or whatever.
There's a billion. There's like insert thing that kills you.
Yeah. There was an interesting one though where it was an object that if you gave it a name, even if you think about it, it kills you.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting because it's reliant on you.
Yeah, it's mimetic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that reminds me. So I was telling Nathan about it while you were away earlier before we started. I was just listening to an audiobook. It's based on SCP. It's not actually SCP.
Yeah,
It doesn't
inspired.
claim to be SCP, but it's SCP inspired.
Yeah.
It's called There
like
Is
Control,
No
which I enjoyed.
Right. It's called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division.
Yeah.
And it's about a theoretical anti-memetics division within the organization, not the foundation. And basically they deal with things that erase memory.
Yeah.
And a consistent theme in the book is people thinking it's their first day. And it's like their 1000th day.
That's really funny.
Interesting.
Because everything they deal with is designed to not be remembered. And there's items and entities that exist that we don't know exist because just their existence wipes their memory from our minds.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah,
cool
there's a scene that I want to have in the next. It's not really a spoiler, but in the next installment, I want to have a conversation where someone like says, "Well, what if I say no?" And it's like, "Well, you did. You just don't remember." Yeah, like it's
nice.
Yeah, like the little things that kind of like reach out, like that kind of go, "Oh, that makes me a little uncomfortable," you know?
Right.
They're like because like at the end of the film, you know, the guys that were saying like, "Oh yeah, we watched a civilian pull up." It's like, oh, they were there the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's, you know. Go
you-
subscribe to my channel, please.
Alta Vision film.
It's Alta, like altimeter. Everyone says Alta. It kind of pisses me off. I'm like, come on, man! Like I rebranded because nobody could get retro digital right.
Yeah. Which is
I'll
weird
take it
because
though.
that seems pretty like retro is a word everyone knows. Yeah,
dude. Everyone at fucking SHOT Show would be like retrograde media. I'm like, what the?
Are you
fuck
fucking?
are you?
Yeah, but that might be
Yes.
just because people at SHOT Show are retarded. I say that as I go to SHOT Show every year, but I am retarded.
Everyone screws up our names too, so it's fun.
Yeah. I'm excited to go to SHOT Show this year. I booked my flight yesterday.
Hell yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
We'll have to we'll have to bool around, and
we'll have to give you the sloppy handshake.
Hell yeah, it's got to be.
You ever done that where you put your ring finger on the inside of someone's hand when you're shaking their hand and you move it around?
That's weird. I don't like that.
It's kind of it's really awful, dude. I shook a dude. Like I was at a job site today, at a Honda dealership, and there was like this older guy there. He was like 50 or some shit. He was one of the managers. I trained him and stuff. When I went to shake his hand, it was the limpest handshake ever, and it actually bothered me.
I dislike that.
Or it was like grabbing a fish. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, come on, man. A handshake tells you everything about a person. Like, period. But yeah, so yeah, it's Alta Vision.
Yeah,
like altitude, altimeter, Alta meaning high place.
We're going to have to shoot things in the desert because it's fucking awesome. There's a fun little, but when shoot things, I mean shoot guns, not cameras. I don't have a camera, but
I was gonna bring a stripped down version of my stuff.
Hell yeah, but yeah, there's this abandoned gosh, what is it, Phil? We went a year or two ago.
Oh, the concrete
facility? Plant.
Yeah,
the abandoned concrete plant that people can go and shoot at. It's fucking awesome. I love that place.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I was gonna bring my Gemini and just like strip down shit.
Yeah, just dick around. I'm driving there, so I'll bring a bit of.
Let's compare. Oh yeah, that must be super convenient for you. I didn't think about that because you're not far.
Yeah,
like 3 hours.
Yeah,
oh god, no, not 3 hours. Are you kidding? It's like 16.
What?
Yeah, dude, I'm in North.
There's no way it's 16 hours. You're out of your fucking
from
mind.
northern Idaho.
No,
dude, even from southern Idaho, it's like 10 hours.
It's 18 hours to go from Kansas City to Florida.
Yeah, and it's 16 hours to go from northern Idaho to Vegas.
Okay, hold up. I gotta fact check this. No,
I do this drive every year.
There's no way the distance is the same. That's
the
crazy.
states over there are bigger, dude.
Yes. Dude, it's like I want to say 6 to 10 hours of desert alone, like nothing.
It's from what,
Northern
like,
Idaho, like where? Give me a random area.
Uh,
Sandpoint.
I mean, Sandpoint's even further north than me, but yeah, let's use that.
Okay, let's say
I'm about
Hayden.
90
What
minutes
about
south of
Hayden?
Sandpoint.
You're 9 minutes south of Sandpoint.
90.
Okay.
So
What about
whatever you get
Hayden?
from Sandpoint, subtract an hour and a half
So
to Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's say the Venetian.
okay. Okay. What about Hayden? Hayden, Idaho.
I don't actually know how far that is. Use Potlatch.
Okay.
Potlatch, because I like
Potlatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a very Idaho name.
Potlatch, Idaho to
The Venetian Hotel.
the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. 15 hours? Are you? Holy shit!
I told you.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. And that's
It doesn't like I'm looking at Google. Oh wow,
What?
so Kansas City because Kansas City to Tampa is 19 hours.
Yeah.
But because like when you look at it on a map, it doesn't look like it's the same distance.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I was going to say there is nowhere even in Idaho, as far south as you get, that is 3 hours from Vegas. That is not how
That's
it works.
wild.
Yeah.
the best part about that drive is all of Nevada is nothing.
It's nothing. It's just nothing.
It's fuck all out there.
I put on like
Oh,
weird
wait,
audio
I see
books
why.
and zone out.
I see why I thought 3 hours
Yeah.
because Boise is not far from Salt Lake City, and
Yeah.
that's where my gal lives.
Yeah.
So that's right because I was remembering like, oh yeah, 3 hours because Idaho or whatever, but that's from to Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
Salt Lake,
which
not
Salt
Vegas.
Lake City is still
So-
quite a drive from Las
I
Vegas.
mean, Reno to
Yeah.
Vegas is 7 hours.
yeah. There's just nothing in a lot of those
There
states.
ain't
Like
shit out there.
yeah,
We just
dude,
need
I
a
drove
teleportation.
through northern Utah once from Salt Lake City, and dude, there's just fucking nothing. Like
Salt
there's
flats.
hours and hours of just nothing and nothing and nothing.
It's beautiful. There's a lot of
Yeah.
beautiful nothing, but
Yeah.
like there's just nothing out there.
Yeah, generally I'm driving through it at night, so there's just
Oh, so you don't even get to see the
you don't
beautiful
even
stuff.
you get nothing. You get like watching out for weird mountain deer. And
Yeah, you're looking out for things that aren't from this world.
yeah, and like it gets fucking cold in the desert too, so it's freezing. So you have to get out of the car and take a piss. The only towns are like basically ghost towns, or they exist entirely just to service truckers. Like there's nothing. But I
Dude,
like
you
the drive,
should,
and I do it every year because I don't like I like having a car in Vegas, and I don't like dealing with like a lot of stuff really.
You should stay at the Clown Hotel.
I saw.
The
I mean,
clown.
we stayed at Circus Circus the first couple of
I
years,
think
and
it's
that
in,
is a
no,
clown hotel.
no. I mean, I think it's in
Like the
Tonopah.
clown hotel.
Yeah, it's a clown hotel in the middle of nowhere in Nevada.
Maybe we should just do that. Maybe we should all stay at the clown hotel.
World famous clown motel in Tonopah. Yep.
Oh God, is that north of Vegas?
Yeah.
Maybe that's our destination. See how long it takes for one of us to get raped and murdered.
Dude, I've driven all over Nevada, lengthwise and widthwise, because I
I'm so
used
sorry.
to live in northern Nevada.
Yeah.
And yeah, there ain't shit, man.
Yeah, that drive
There's
sucks.
there's a reason that we test bombs out there and have one of our most secret bases out there because there's nothing.
Yeah.
I want to go to Area 51.
There's also the world's largest cache of ammunition
Really?
out there. I don't want to get the name wrong because I did that recently. Is it BT? Nevada?
I'm curious.
This is great podcast.
Yes, this whole thing is absolutely not like really niche knowledge. I don't even care.
I believe
I'm
it's
happy.
BT. I'm sure we have a listener in the ammo cache that I'm talking about, but I'm gonna stick to my guns and say it's in BT.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, actually.
I think the most terrifying place to drive at night
Yeah.
is through the Appalachians
Yes, they're very creepy.
because they look like waves. that just come like floating towards you. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, dude, I remember driving through the Appalachians on my way here. Just like when I went down to visit BR, I went in from the north. The deer are really little. They're like dogs.
Mm-hmm. And they're everywhere.
They're fucking everywhere. But it was gorgeous. I had like 4 or 5 hours with just no service at all. Just like dodging deer and driving through places where I thought someone would come out and just like rape and murder me. But I lost a hubcap somewhere on a pothole. But it was a good drive. It was gorgeous, even at night.
I lost a hubcap in Alabama this summer.
Ah, F.
Was not going back for it.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Do they even make hubcaps still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have truck wheels, so it literally just covers the steering wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Why are you losing hubcaps?
One of my wheels is mismatched because the wheel came loose.
He
Yes, it
drives
was
a Prius.
torqued twice, but it broke
Oh,
out.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
I think my neighbor is smoking weed. I can smell it through the wall. I fucking hate it here, dude. It's so cringe. People who smoke weed need to like have their asses beat. Like, who wakes up in the morning and goes, I want to smell like shit today and bother people in public?
Phil looks over his shoulder nervously at BR.
He's not here right now.
Yeah,
He might be
It's like-
smoking in the other room.
It's like, hey man, like eat gummies or use a vaporizer.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, let me roll this, smell like fucking like a dumpster fire with shit and burnt hair and stuff, and then wonder why people hate me when I'm at the grocery store. It's like, yeah,
Smell
dude,
like a
you smell like
skunk.
shit.
I
It's disgusting.
I will say, as someone who does not smoke weed, I think there's like levels of pothead. I don't really mind most of them. I think like the only ones I've really
It always devolves.
the only ones that I've met that smell like weed are just like the worst burnouts, like the worst people. Most of the time, like I come from Canada. I like everyone smokes weed there. It's like, you know, having a beer.
Yeah, because everyone in that country is a fucking loser. So.
Yeah, if I lived in Canada still, I would smoke weed all the time because wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to deal with living in Canada. But like, it was almost cooler when
Actually,
it was illegal
wait, I
because
want to clarify something.
Yeah.
Everyone's a loser except for Kevin. Sorry.
does he
You'll
still
know
live
if
in
he's listening.
Canada?
Yeah, he
That's
does.
fucking gay.
Actually, a good friend of mine, her boyfriend, who I also know, films ski movies in Canada on Red Gemini.
Ha! That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that makes sense for like nighttime ski stuff and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. It's. I don't really see them go up for sale that much, but whenever I do, like they're like them, a Gemini and a Monstro are usually like priced evenly, like $7,000 to $8,000 for a fully kitted thing. Sometimes you can get one for like $5,000 fully kitted out, but like
Right,
the one that you have, like the 60 well, you have the 30 FPS version because you're cringe, but the 60 the 60 FPS version,
Because I got a
the Helium
deal,
8K.
okay?
Yeah, I mean it's still a red, so it's like yeah, whatever. Yeah, so like the Helium 8K, like the 60 FPS, not the Epic W model. I always hated that because they had these two weird, very similar models, but there's two glaring differences.
Yeah.
Like even today, like you can get a Brain for $2,300. That's crazy.
I paid
That
less than
camera
that
was
and got a
60
Whopper.
grand, dude. That
Yeah.
camera was 60 grand 7 years ago. That's how ridiculously depreciated they are. Yeah.
Now I'm holding one, and my
What'd you
truck
get that
doesn't
for
cost
again?
that much. I paid $2,000
Yeah, dude, that's
with
yeah.
a $2,000 24 to 70 f2.8 Gen 2, the 7-inch monitor, top handle. It's got the I/O expander.
Yep.
And
It's
2 batteries.
ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That whole setup that you're holding there would have gone for close to $100,000.
I know.
I love the
7 years ago.
depreciation on
It's
like
insane.
certain
Yeah,
stuff. I
yeah.
fucking-
Reds. Yeah, dude. Second gen and older Reds have basically had a 96% depreciation, and there's nothing wrong with them. Like they are insane pieces of hardware. They produce excellent images. It's just Red's customer support and everything has just been terrible. Like Aries, you can sell an Arri Alexa Mini with 5,000 hours on it for 20 grand, and people will buy it because Arri still services them. And the Alexa Mini is like 10 years old, and people still use them. They're still good, but nobody cares about Red though.
If you're looking to get into Red, eBay is your friend.
eBay or the Red User Marketplace on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, the best all-around red would be a Gemini, because you can shoot in 96 frames per second for slow motion and open gate 5K, and it's nice. That's what I use for the MTF scenes.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not 120 FPS 4K. It's like, you don't fucking need that. Okay, grow up. What do you mean? I need to do it. I need to shoot it. 1.4 wide open, shallow depth of field at 120 FPS on my Sony FX3 using my G Master lenses.
I have an iPhone 15.
I have to shoot a movie on an iPhone 15 and compare it to a red in my YouTube vlog video. I can't tell the difference. They're the same. I hate those fucking videos. My iPhone 15 versus an $80,000 camera. Yeah, 80 grand 10 years ago. Relax. And no, they're not the same. Stop.
I do not understand the there's so much into cameras that are, but I see the
It's
clickbait
so much
videos, like
fun.
all of
Oh,
it
okay.
filmed on an iPhone.
So-
it's just garbage. It's all garbage.
Think of someone comparing an
A bicycle to Tacoma.
No, I'm gonna drop manufacturer names, so I hope I don't get cooked for it.
Whatever.
Imagine comparing an
This
Anderson.
is a gun
and
podcast. I
BC.
think like 5 people are going to know anything that we're talking about.
Okay,
Not even
it's like
gun,
comparing.
culture.
It's like
Culture as
comparing
well.
an Anderson AR build to a BCM AR build, and saying they're the same.
I have
Like
thoughts on
quality-wise.
that comparison. I don't even think that that's particularly my thoughts have changed actually on that a lot lately.
Okay, BCM 5 years ago. Okay.
There you go.
I was even
And an
thinking
Anderson.
it's like the average person, like 99.9% of people don't shoot their guns enough for it to matter, and that 0.01%, it's like the differences aren't going to really show themselves till like 5,000 rounds. I think.
These are the
Like-
thoughts I have when I show up
Yeah.
to the range and I see the guys shooting staccatos poorly next to me.
Yeah, it's
I
I don't
It's
even
like-
know what that is.
It-
Like I have a BCM and an Anderson,
yeah.
and I can tell the difference just by like holding the stuff, like
Oh,
whether or
dude.
not things are like actually fastened the way they should be.
Just rack the bolt and you'll
Or-
feel it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I do.
absolutely.
I do think both of them will go bang. I do think both of them can kill a dude, and they'll probably both shoot bulk ammo more or less the same.
Yeah, well,
I
so
say this
will
as
my
someone who
Raven
does not own an
25.
Anderson, and probably like I would rather buy quality out the gate. But I do think, and my opinion has really changed on this as of late. Like a $500 AR for 99% of people is going to do the same thing as a $2,000 AR. If someone's going to ask me what to buy, I'll still say like get a BCM. Like fuck, Geisley Super Duty, which is what I use. Like I don't know, like an old Colt, fucking anything that's not mass produced. But I do feel like even the like iPhone to like a expensive camera comparison doesn't really work for me personally, because I feel like, I mean, like no, maybe you could do it for the average person, because the average person doesn't give a fuck. The average person is
Well,
like, going to
I
like
think
travel.
it does. I think it does work even with in your context, because
Yeah.
what you're stating is like, yeah, if you're a beginner, just take the $500 gun and work with it. Whatever,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's like, yeah, if you're just starting out, you don't have to immediately jump into the deep end with all the high end stuff. But if you're purely going off of the quality control and
Yes,
the
the
QC
QC
of the weapon,
is the big difference.
that's what I'm talking about. Like when you're looking at it just in that way,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
it's like compare, like whenever people like make those dumbass videos where like an iPhone versus a red, I can't tell the difference. It's like, no, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
You're just not using it in a way like, because it's like
Yeah.
you can't push the footage from this shitty camera the same way you can on a red.
Yeah, they're
or
designed
an
for two
Arri.
totally different things.
Right, yeah. So it's like that's like why I meant that's like, yeah, it's like you're comparing like a shitty QC AR to a high QC AR and saying that you can't tell the difference, when yes you can. When you hold them, when you, like what you said, rack the bolt back or whatever, like there are subtle differences in that context with weapons, but it's there, it's definitely not the same.
Yeah, I feel like they'll, even with weapons, they'll both more or less perform the same. Like one of them's going to be a little crunchier. One of them will probably have a failure rate of like 2% or something. Like SIG, what was the SIG failure rate? It was like 2.4%.
100%. Got his ass.
Yeah.
How many holes you got in your boot? I don't know.
I actually own a P320. I'm not going to defend it. I'd never fucking carry that thing. I had to replace half of it to make it like shoot
It's like you have to.
decent.
It's like you have to put it in a safe that's bulletproof from the inside.
Yeah.
That's like the one gun that you can make the meme argument of, like, you set it on a table, like, go on, kill somebody, and it just
Yeah.
goes off.
Then you just smack the table hard enough. I think I saw a video of that. Like someone like engaged the trigger partially.
Yeah.
They put it on the table, smacked the table, and the gun went off. Which like
there was a
Yeah.
story where I guess like an MP or something walked into a guy's office and he set like the gun down on the desk and it went off and it killed the guy sitting at the desk.
I hate to defend SIG right now. Who knows if this is true or if this is a cover up, but it did the guy did end up getting charged, and apparently a couple people were getting charged for giving false statements about it. Apparently they were fucking around with the gun. Is that true? I don't know. Don't want to.
Well, either way, there's a myriad of other examples of that gun just discharging all the time. Yeah. So it's like
in people's holsters, not touched. Like
yeah.
Like
that's like an to me that's an Occam's razor moment.
Yeah, it's so like one cop like a couple of weeks ago, like walking around like his hands resting on his gun, which cops do all the time. So like there's a bunch of people in the like smooth brained retards in the comments being like, oh, he's touching the handle of his gun. That shouldn't make it fucking go off. Nothing should make it go off other than touching the trigger.
Other than
I have a Flux Raider and I actually really like it. I have tried to make it do the thing on its own, and I think I ended up on the right side of the 2.4% failure rate, which people will think I'm defending SIG. No, that's an unacceptable failure rate. That's a lot of fucking guns. Like what's 2.4% of millions and millions of guns in circulation? That's a lot of fucking guns. But to make that thing shoot groups that weren't like basketball sized at I want to say like 15-20 yards supported, I had to change the barrel. The lockup was that sloppy. No wonder those things go to battery detonation all the time. Like and that's not me as a shooter. I changed the barrel to an $80 silencer co I bought used on gaffs like a year ago, and shooting in the exact same place at the exact same target, my groups went from about like 10 to 12 inches to about 1 to 2. Like it was the barrel that was shitty, sloppy lockup that shouldn't have left the factory, and it was like a factory SIG M17. Fuck SIG is what I'm trying to say.
I think they should make grenades legal.
Yes.
And that'll solve a lot of problems. You seen that video like of the Russian guys where they kind of like one of them walks up and wants smoke or whatever, and he gets clocked and he's like, oh fuck, and just like wipes his cheek, pulls out a fucking Russian grenade and drops it right there, and everyone bolts. and the thing just goes off, and it's like, damn, all right, yeah. That's one way.
Yeah, that's conflict resolution.
Yeah,
like I think that works, honestly. But fuck, what was I talking about?
I mean, we can't even have simulated flashbangs anymore.
Yeah. There's a shop in Spokane that sells them, and I think you can get licensed to buy them from IWA. Just like, when I say licensed, I mean like a small online quiz, and then you can just do it. But I don't know how true that is.
I want my tag-ins back.
Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of tag-ins. Yeah. I've been buying them
Those
from another
fuckers were loud as shit.
Yeah. Fuck, what are my flashbangs? I'll send them to you when I can remember. They're in my plate carrier upstairs. Like they're loud as fuck. Anyways, fellas, we're coming up on over 2 hours now. I don't mean to keep all of you up. I realize it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there or some shit.
Oh shit, it is. Yeah, I gotta be up at 6.
No, I'm glad. I need to actually watch SCP Meridian because I'm still sitting on it.
Meridian.
Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Yes, watch.
I will do that tonight. Actually, fuck it. It's going to be my first YouTube video I've watched in like 4 months or something.
And then you have to like text me at 4 a.m. and go like,
dude, your sound design sucks sick.
This was so peak, dude.
Yeah, it's so peak. It's sick, man. Why don't you do a video about SCP-682, the lizard that kills people?
Dude, I have this idea. Can I pitch it to you? It's like, please leave me alone. I got my own shit I want to make. Just go make your own thing.
You should make a film on SCP-4006. It's about how Massachusetts doesn't actually exist.
What do you mean? It doesn't. What are you talking about? What's that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Anti-memetics.
I am not here right now. I'm not in the room. This is not real.
I appreciate just being able to dry fire basically the entire time while learning a little bit about cameras. I think I understood a little bit of it, but God, this high power is great. You need to buy a high power. Everyone needs to buy a high power.
I've almost bought one too many times.
You need to just do it. It'll go with your M16. Yeah,
I need more lights.
I also need a classic 1911 to go with my M1 Garand.
you do. God, that would go fucking hard, actually. But yeah, no, Stephen, I appreciate you coming on short notice. I'm going to complain about people sending me scripts again while we were talking. I've received a rewrite, so I'm going to need to talk to someone about that.
I look forward to hearing the back end banter on that.
Yeah. But for people who don't know what we've been talking about the entire time, you can find SCP Black Meridian on YouTube under Alta Vision Film. Alta Vision, ALTA Vision on YouTube. No one really does good tactical blends with it. Not a lot of people do like good tactical filmmaking in general. So support our homie. Fucking go watch it. If you like it, good. Like and comment. Talk to the boy. If you don't like
algorithm.
it, dislike and comment, I guess. Flame the boy. Tell him he's retarded. But from what I can tell, it's very good. I've kind of been saving it for a night of popcorn and a glass of wine or something. Stephen, before we wrap up, you want to show yourself any, even though I just kind of did that job for you?
Yeah, I mean, like my YouTube, my new YouTube channel's Altavision Film. Instagram is also Altavision Film.
Sorry, I had to do the Altavision thing. That was
no, I know,
an unfunny troll.
Bitch. I also have a public Discord that is linked in my YouTube description. Or if you just want to type it in, is discord.gg/Altavision. And if you want to talk direct or talk shop, ask questions.
Yeah, you're very good about responding. You're also in quite active in our Discord, which I quite appreciate.
Yeah, anytime I release something, I pop over there. It's like, what are you guys doing? You want to watch my thing?
Yeah,
but I love talking shop and just talking directly with people that are like fans of work and also looking for inspiration and stuff. I gotten a lot of Instagram DMs recently, like, hey, huge inspiration. Like, do you have any advice and stuff? Like, I talked to a guy today about just gear.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, this is what I use. This is what I do. This is this, that, and the other, and whatever. But I basically live on Discord because I'm always in front of a computer, so it's the fastest way I can respond to people about stuff in real time. I also have a Patreon, same name, Altavision. It's also linked to my YouTube as well. I have some tier options as well. Tier 1 gets you BTS access before anybody else sees it, and Tier 2 gets you early access to my stuff. So before it goes public, you get to watch it first.
Yeah,
I had I had two guys starting like on the Tier 2 list. I got to see Black Meridian before it dropped, a day before it came out. Which I'll do like viewings and showings and stuff on Discord, and you will also get a private Discord chat where I'll post updates where you guys will be able to see it first, and also have private or like locked Discord voice chats as well that you guys get to hang out in and whatnot. So whether or not that's worth the money, I mean that's up to you, but it gives you cool stuff whenever I have the time and the ability to kind of get that stuff out and whatnot. Outside of that, I mean, any comments on videos help it in the algorithm, subscribing and hitting that notification bell. So then whenever I release something or post something, you'll be notified immediately. But also Discord also helps because I'll post announcements and such. And if you are in the Tampa Bay area, sometimes whenever I need extras, I'll post stuff on Instagram, calling out for people on my stories. So
yeah, we've got all these LARPers with such good gear. Go put it to some work.
Well, I see a lot of people say like, "Oh, I've always wanted to be in your stuff." I'm like, dude, I post stuff on Instagram all the time asking for people, and not a lot of people respond for some reason. So it's like it's kind of on you.
That means you got to leave mom's basement. You got to pack the tendies up in the lunch bag and get out of the house.
Yeah, a lot of the guys at the DV8 airsoft field in Lithia have been pretty supportive. Like pretty much everything, like Hunter Killer utilized their airsoft field, and a lot of the people that go out there, and it was pretty dope. So, but yeah, nope, that's Altivision Film on YouTube and Instagram, discord.gg/Altivision, and Patreon has a weird hyperlink, and you can just get it on my YouTube.
Yeah,
it's probably easier that way. Yep. I also have a website, altivisionfilm.com.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that wants to look at my stuff and hire me for things, I am for hire.
Yes.
So
not a lot of good videographers out there. Like you two are like not half the industry, but like a quarter of the industry. Last up, any dad advice and or like media we should go consume from both of you?
I think I already said this last time. I think There Will Be Blood is kind of a required viewing.
Oh yeah.
And parallel to No Country for Old Men.
Yes.
Also just because of, visually, and the themes in it are excellent.
Yes.
As far as dad advice goes,
anything that Daniel Day-Lewis has ever done.
Oh yeah, real. As far as dad advice goes, I would say that if you're at a point in life where you're kind of feeling like you're pretty close to the bottom, it's not forever.
Yeah.
It does get better. I know that's hard to kind of like see now, but even if, sometimes you have to cut off a part of yourself in order to grow.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot of those important lessons over the past year. A lot of hard lessons, a lot of ones that, a lot of experiences and things that I wish I hadn't gone through, but I had to in order to kind of, start over and get to where I'm at now and where I'm going and all that. It's slow, especially with the way things are all over the place. Everything kind of sucks, but taking the black pill is cringe, even though it's easy to do that. But it does get better. Focus on yourself. Stop worrying about all the terrible things that goes on in the world, because it'll drive you insane. Everything in the world, there's always been terrible things going on in the world. It's just social media magnifies it.
Yeah.
Tell your mom you love her. Hug your parents. Do something nice for somebody. And go make something cool, and learn from your mistakes and hone in your craft and get better and keep going.
Yeah. I like that.
Because settling is lame. Never settle.
Yeah. Phil, you got anything? I see that it's it's like 3 a.m. there. I'm just going to like every time I say it, I'm just going to push the time.
I'm gonna piggyback off of everything Stephen said. For the film stack, add Hell or High Water to that stack.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
I have not seen
also
that.
Western. If you haven't, go watch it.
Yeah,
go watch it. It's a near perfect example of a modern Western.
I like that. I like Westerns a lot.
And then also, because it's been popping up a lot for me recently for some reason, and I haven't seen it in probably a decade, The Prestige.
Oh, that is a good-ass movie.
Fantastic.
I haven't seen The Prestige, actually. I need to watch it.
I got him. So I've mentioned it multiple times tonight, maybe not on the show, but there is no anti-memetics division. If you like SCP and esoteric sci-fi horror, good read. And then as far as the dad advice goes, again, piggybacking off of Stephen, if you believe things will work out, they will.
I like that.
Just don't give up. And if you have to start at zero again, start at zero again. It's better than not starting again and just living in shit.
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree with that. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for listening. I hope you all learned something about cameras and or how films are made. I know it's very technical, but if you stuck with us this far, I appreciate y'all. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.